Hello, we are ready to go, as much as I can be at least. I'm not all here. I was definitely running late, and I'm kind of scrambling to actually get my stuff set up. I just need to get the guide up, basically, at this point, and I'll be ready to go. Because yeah, I'm using a guide for this for the sake of being able to, speed things up a little bit. But yeah, I think we are just about good to go. I'm gonna get this little, like, Kid Icarus Uprising 3S stand to put my phone on. This is genuinely something I've been doing for a long time, just because it makes it a lot easier to use. I also have the Wii gamepad. I should move this closer to me. And we are back once again with The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. So, we got through 2 dungeons last time, which I'm actually very surprised by. I did not think we were gonna get through both. So, at this point, things have opened up a little bit, which means we can actually explore a fair amount. So we went to this little island over here, which should be Cliff Plateau Isles. Did we actually feed the fish here? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we did. Okay, so with that fish fed, I think next up we want to go down here? Yeah. I hope I actually have enough, like, supplies for this. How many pairs do I have? I only have 1 pair. When we're in the vicinity of a shop place, I might deliberately look for, and, like, buy another toy pair, just to be on the safe side. Hi, Serena. Welcome on in. Thank you for the head pats. That's a lot of head pats. But I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, girl. This aisle is kind of loose. Wow, the D-pad did not want to respond that time. Because I definitely hit the button and it did not slow down as I was expecting. Is that close enough? That's close enough, right? Again, it's so much faster than on GameCube. It's lovely. Because in the GameCube version, there's a long build-up to actually being able to, you know, winch this out from the ocean. But anyway, piece of heart, very good. We're actually ahead of this guide because the guide kind of does things in a weird order to kind of account for the deluxe picto box change. So some things that the guide says we can't do yet, we actually can do. Hi to one guy, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're just sailing the seas. I still need to set up a mod command, but there's still 1 mod that won't be apparent quite yet. So that's kind of why I'm waiting to do that. I want people to be able to find the mod, because it's very well done for the most part. Again, 5-star Isles, but yeah. A couple quibbles here and there, I think that's the word. Have you seen Small Fry, the ghost ship? Because it's real, it's even been seen here in these very waters. On nights when the crescent moon faces down, that's when horror rises. And that's all the info I've got to offer. If you want to hear it again, okay, yeah. While we are here, we should be able to find something else, actually. There's a little lookout tower. Some of these lookout towers actually do have things on them. Usually it's, like, not great stuff, to be fair, but it is stuff. So if you want to, like, fight an enemy on top of there, you can get a chest with usually, like, a collectible. This is one of those things that doesn't matter unless you're doing a randomizer, for obvious reasons. Hi, guess who's extremely directionally challenged? There we go. It's nice actually having a draw distance in this game, because the GameCube version's draw distance wasn't ideal. But yeah, this is gonna be a relatively low-key, like, side-questy stream before we move on to the story. Even then, I think it opens up even more. So yeah, we're not gonna make a lot of story progress for a bit, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. Again, I would rather do things progressively rather than, you know, backload it at the very end. Because that is an option. Hypothetically, if you wanted to, you could just save all this stuff for later. But yeah, I don't want to do it that way. Also, just for the record, I didn't farm off stream, but we are only for technically 5 Troy pens away, but there's one in Windfall that's really easy to get. So I figure we might as well farm these a bit. There's probably gonna be some inside the sub, so I'm gonna move on. But yeah. Overall, oh, there's a chest over there. I didn't actually know that. We'll have to investigate in a bit. So we got more actually, I should steal from them first. I think these are bokoblins, I'm pretty sure. Keys, the bat enemies don't actually have anything. If you defeat a Keys with or if you throw out the grappling hook with a Keys, they'll just die. I think these guys can actually block the grappling hook sometimes, but they're also not very smart. So, mileage may vary on their ability to actually block that. Moblins are also pretty good at blocking, from what I recall. But it's been a bit since I've actually fought that many Moblins. But yeah, piece of cake. The bats are not counted for this combat room, which I'm very thankful for, because that's really annoying, having to deal with all those. You know, in a way, I almost feel like Wind Waker, or like Wind Waker in general, kind of does have a 3-line to Breath of the Wild, with being able to pick up others' enemies' stuff, basically. I think that is kind of an interesting correlation, just the kind of immersive sim, just kind of make it up as you go along kind of mentality. Yeah, piece of heart. Again, I think we are ahead of... Are we ahead? Because it says it's piece of heart 9. But I think we've only gotten 8. So I might be behind. Which is awkward. I'll have to figure out what the hell's been missing. At a later time, I guess. Because I genuinely don't know which one it is. Oh, no, it's not the one at the auction. Because it wouldn't be. I think that's coming up. So, next up, we want to go west. Yeah, for some things I'm gonna farm off stream just to speed things along. Hi Peter, thank you for the head pats, hope you're doing well. My day is weird. My life is weird, to be more precise. But yeah, I'm doing okay at the moment. Hope everyone is too. But yeah, a little worried about why I'm missing up... Wait, no, that is 9. What am I talking about? Because we just filled up a heart container and then got another piece of heart, so that would be 9. So, like, guess who's bad at math, apparently? So yeah, we are on track with the guide, and I think for treasure charts we are behind, but that's because of Sploosh Kaboom. It's always a good day when you see a cute girl like me. Aw, you flatter me. My friends are so nice to me. We'll talk to you first, I guess. But yeah, the one downside of 100% Wind Waker is there is a lot of, like, padding, for lack of a better word, with the sailing. And also just repeat dialogue like this. But it's not that big of a deal. I like the game, I don't mind this playthrough taking a while. In a way, it's nice, because it means I don't have to think of other things to stream for a while. Yes, with your wisdom. Let me ask you something, Fry. Have you been using ZR to make your boat jump? Well, have you? Of course, going out to sea just to jump around would be real dumb if you ask me. Anyway, what you can do is tilt left or right on the control stick to move your tiller just as you land. That's how you make a sharp turn. If you didn't know that, why don't you try it out? That's all the info I've got to offer. But we're not here just to talk to the fishman, of course. There's a small island over here. If you're really lazy, you could cheese this slightly by deliberately just facing where you need to go with the swift sail like that. That's not quite the right angle, apparently. Yeah, if you don't want to have to play the Wind Waker every time, you just gotta point it in the right direction before you get out of the boat. Which is, again, if you're very lazy, like I am, apparently, that's actually not a bad tip. So I guess we'll put it there. Again, I am using this on actual hardware, which is very impressive. That stuff like this is able to work at all. It took a lot of effort. It was not easy. There are some things that, like, you can mod more easily on Wii U. This is a case where you have to, like, manually, like, import the files in and then repack it to actually run on Wii U, which isn't great. It's definitely time-consuming for sure. But I think it's been very rewarding. Alright, the mini balloons, I think, infinitely respawn, so I'm just gonna hopefully ignore them to the best of my ability. Usually mini balloons respawn infinitely, so do not be surprised if I just rush in, get the thing I want, and then rush out. So this should be special, actually. Got a submarine chart. Now you know where to find the enemy submarines that surface from below. Open the chart on the map screen to view it. Ow, okay. I'm just gonna do that just to get a little bit of breathing room, but they usually don't even... Well, okay, I'll eat my words, I guess, game. I was about to say, they normally don't drop much, but hey, we got a magic refill. So, I forgot what I was saying before then, though. That's one problem. There's a boating minigame, it doesn't get you anything though, so I think I'd rather just move on. I don't think I've ever done the boating minigame, now that I think about it. Like, I always just kind of skip right past it. I think our next stop is that little island over there. There's almost a temptation to double back to Forest Haven, just to stock up. Oh shoot, I never got to chest on the boat platform near the submarine. I just realized. I don't think it's anything important. I might eat my words. I don't think it's important, at least. I'm actually going to this menu on purpose, because one, I need to do this, but also to show it off. Yeah, this is what is always on the gamepad, by the way, if you're playing with the TV mode. We never looked at Tingle's chart. This is telling you where to get fairies, to find great fairies that increase your rupee wallet size, so that's good to know. Submarine chart shows the submarines. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you which ones you've done, so that's slightly annoying. Angular Isles is interesting. We technically... Oops. Okay, so why I keep doing this is A, in the original was break, because actually pulling out the sail was mapped to whatever button you have the sail equipped to, so Y, X, or Z. So the reason I keep botching this input is I'm used to pressing A to stop the sail. It's kind of weird that they switched it, but whatever, it's fine. Again, little quirks between versions kind of throw me for a loop a lot, because it's like, oh, that's the opposite of what it used to be. Yeah, not gonna lie, I would love a recomp of this game. Either original or HD. I don't know if... I don't think there have been any Wii U recomps, actually. But, like, they're working on it, because, like, GameCube is a thing. I have slight quibbles with some of those, but that's slightly off topic. Anyway, Blue Chew, by the way. Got a piece of heart. Okay, cool. Stun you, so you stop moving, and I'm gonna steal your jelly, I guess. Now, also in this guide, I wonder if they get both things, actually. I'm just quickly double checking. It doesn't look like they get that thing over there. I don't know if we can even do that, because I think you need a different shield for that, actually. So that's why you can't do it yet. I could've sworn there was a sunken treasure here. According to this guide, at least. Unless they don't have it yet. I was just double checking and it kind of zoned out. All your days are better when you hear from me. Aw, that's sweet. Very cute. Anyway, Angular. Northeast appears Forest Haven. They say a truly unique kind of firefly is indigenous to that place. You heard of it, small fry? It emits bursts of light in 7 colors. Supposedly it's as beautiful as a rainbow. If you want to capture one though, you'd best have a bottle to keep it in. And that's all the info I've got to offer. That's actually a good question. Can you catch a firefly in this version? Because, like, for all intents and purposes, there's not really a purpose to put one there. Oh, I didn't open the chart, so the column didn't show up. That's funny. So yeah, you gotta open them up to see them. Again, this is very convenient on the Wii U version, because you can just look down and line up using the gamepad screen. Honestly, very nice. It also charts, or tracks the charts themselves, and also the treasures held up with the charts. And I think in the original this is the case too. But another piece of art. And when you get the treasure, it actually puts a little circle on the map where you got it. That should be 11, so smooth sailing, pun intended, so far. Wait a minute. Actually, is it here? Is that Angular Isles? I kinda sworn it was the next place, actually. Oh, it is the next one, duh. It'd help if I had reading comprehension. Sometimes that would do me wonders, I think. I think these are considered Yorgs, as in the Majora enemy. So, this upcoming is a very annoying part of the game, I would say. If you want to complete it, but lucky for me, I don't have to cross that bridge quite yet. Okay, this is hard at night. So what I'm looking for is a flock of seagulls. But again, it's nighttime, so I actually don't know if I can see them readily. Or that's more of a daytime hint. Either way, at some point you should run into something if you sail around enough, I guess. It should be south of the island, I'm pretty sure. Just southwest of the island is what the guide says, at least. Oh, there they are. Just draw distance. Draw distance was kind of screwing me up there. So this is something I actually didn't know. Well, I guess first we should talk to you. But I actually learned something new about this game from doing randomizers. This is a recurring theme in this playthrough is, oh hey, this is something I learned in a rando. Got used to hearing me say that a lot. But yeah, this is genuinely something I never thought about doing in a vanilla playthrough, which is very funny. Because it makes sense in hindsight, but I just never thought of it. Two-Eye Reef looks like a dice, I always thought. I tell you, lately no one around these waters has seen the beautiful fairy who bestows magic power. She used to live here, Fry. All anyone ever sees anymore are big octos that have been appearing lately. Maybe they scared her off. Oh no, I sure hope they didn't eat her. That's all the info I've got to offer. Also, speaking of big octo, one thing I should do real quick is actually get this out. Just to demonstrate, again, not being too dedicated to that, but just for the sake of pointing something out that's important. But typically seagulls indicate something special, and in this case that something special is an interesting encounter of sorts, the big octo in question. So one thing I actually didn't know until doing randomizers is the boomerang can actually hit the eyes. Typically the next main item is the intuitive way to deal with big octos, I would say. But this is effective. However, there are different big octos in the Great Sea, and some have more eyes. So when you get to the ones with like 8 or 12 eyes, the boomerang is a bit inadequate, to be blunt. Okay, piece of cake. But yeah, that's not great against the 12-eye one. But for 4, this is pretty doable. Again, do not be surprised if I don't go out of my way to fight those until we get the next, like, item. And even that's scary, because we won't have much of that item to spare if we screw up shots. Oh, Waker of the Winds. Thanks to you, I've been freed from that beast's foul grasp. As thanks, I shall give you just a little of my power. I don't know why they have 4 arms in this game. It's such a different Great Fairy from anything else in the series. Very interesting designs, but anyway, your magic power is increased. You now have twice as much as what you had before. May the winds of fortune always blow across your bow. And there she goes. Neat. So, I think, realistically, that's everything we can do here. There is still technically something we can do here, it sucks though. So, we're gonna put it off as long as possible. At least I want to put it off as long as possible. Okay, it's that island that I screwed up in the last randomizer I did because I didn't check the top of the mountain, even though I don't think it actually had anything of importance. It just was like, oh, I thought I checked that. Oopsie. Can't even remember what the item was there. It was like a year ago at this point. Not, actually, more like a year and a half. Again, that was like an early stream playthrough. That was fun. I just have a bad tendency to get really bad randomizer seeds. Headstone Island. This one's very important later on. Small fry, there's a real heavy stone head blocking a cave on that island. Don't you wonder what's behind it? Don't you want to get in there? Yeah, let me tell you a great secret. If you go north 5 squares and east 3 squares to Fire Mountain, you'll find an item that gives you the strength to easily lift anything, no matter how heavy it is. With that thing, you could lift that stone and toss it out of your way as if it were light as a feather. That's all the info I got to offer. So yeah, good to know for a little bit later. Okay, so we want to actually park ourselves on this little island over here. Because we can do the same thing that we did before on at the Forest Haven to hit that switch. So what I'm gonna do is toss a pear on my head, like so, and then we can actually commandeer the seagull. Okay, that was a bit of a low angle compared to what I was hoping for. This is like rupees. I think if you go too far away, it might like reset you, so I'm gonna not go too far on my way, even though the rupees are nice. Actually, it's not that much. Can I pull up enough for this? There we go. So that's a heart piece. Very good. And then you can just cancel out and get all the stuff you collected. We've almost filled up a row, and we're a fraction of the way through the story. That's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, another thing worth noting is by default, Outset is on the map, but the hint from the Fishman is not accessible. It's too dangerous to go any farther in this direction. We must turn back. I was sailing south, I meant to sail west, but that is actually kind of unique dialogue. And again, like the Fishman said, if you jump in and hold the direction, you can turn, which is great with the swift sail because it definitely makes it a lot easier to maneuver. Yeah, quick detour to Outset. Well, actually, we might be back here later today. Again, it depends on how fast we get through everything here. Because, to be blunt, there is a lot of stuff to do in this game. Is that here? Because I see a treasure. And I'm like, is that Outset? That's not Outset, I guess. Okay. Yeah, back home finally. That's unexpected. But there's stuff we can do here, but we can't really get through most of it yet. I mean, that was a weird way to put it, but there's stuff to do, but it's not stuff that's like immediately apparent to us, so we're gonna just skip by for now. You get special like membership cards and stuff and like rewards. They're one-time use, so if you actually want a complete save, you cannot use them. If you just want to fill up your inventory and have everything. If you're like a completionist. But yeah, we have some of the tools to progress things here, but not all, so we'll just skedaddle for now. As we're sailing, I'm also going through the charts and opening them up, because that was something I screwed up last time, was not opening these up. So yeah, we have 12 charts. I think in the guide they have 13, because yeah, splish kaboom. We have 336 rupees. Next time we're in that neck of the woods, we could try that again. I don't know if I want to, though, is the only problem. Because splish kaboom is just kind of annoying. But we have a very fun section here. I should slow down, because fish. Because I need to actually get the bait out for the fish. I could have bought more bait while I was there. I have like 2 empty slots. So I'll keep that in mind next time we see a shop. Yeah, a very interesting way to tackle this conundrum that games often have of how you map things out in a satisfying way. And I don't know if feeding a fish like 35 times is the most efficient way. On the island due east of here lives an old man who was once a master swordsman. He's got proof of it too. He has a knight's crest. Wanna know what that thing is, Fry? Well, too bad. I can't go giving away every secret. That's all the info I've got to offer. So yeah, that is your hint to collect knight's crests, which we haven't even seen the enemy that has those yet. So no risk of missing out on that quite yet. We have a little puzzle here on Horseshoe Isle. I forgot to say the name of it until now. But we have to deal with a little golf course. We gotta get in the hole, and that will allow us to progress. But these, like, giant, spiky, thorny things, I don't even know what they're supposed to be, will impede our path. So we actually... oh, we have to use the Deku Leaf to push it the rest of the way. It's sometimes easier said than done. And this one, yeah, is like... we gotta like arc it the right way. Like so. First try for like the latter two, that's pretty good. Wait, was that first try? I think I messed up once, actually. So there are 2 things we can get here. I didn't actually do the trick I was talking about earlier. So that means I actually do... oh ho ho, so beautiful, incredibly beautiful. I'm so glad I bought this kaleidoscope. It's not even a telescope, god damn it. That's actually very funny. Alternatively, if you have a late game item, you can actually get this without doing this, which is a little bit faster. Again, probably something that comes up more in randomizers than vanilla. Is this east or northeast? Sometimes it's really hard to gauge what direction the game wants from you. That's probably more east. I can probably fix it though by doing this. Yeah, we're fine. You can still steer, so you're not completely SOL if the wind direction is wrong. And we got another treasure chart. Let's see. Apparently there is something else we can get here that the guide is recommending getting later, so I might actually put it off. I think it has to do with the platforms. I don't know if you have to glide between them or something. There's like one section where I'm pretty sure you have to glide between them. But we have more of these guys. This is actually not a bad opportunity to get a gold feather from the winged one. Because, yeah, we need like 20 for the guy in Rito. I almost said Rito Village. That's not correct in this game, technically. I'm thinking Breath of the Wild. Oh yeah, these little spiky things prevent you from jumping up high enough to counter. So that is the one tricky part of these. Also the boomerang, forgot to mention, the boomerang gets rid of its wings. So I should have been doing that all along, for sure. Okay, this is taking a very long time for some reason. There we go. Yeah, I hope everyone's having an okay day today. Again, my day is kind of weird, but it's alright at the moment. I'm glad to be streaming again, because once again I missed Wednesday. I went in for blood work, basically. I decided to just get that over with. And there was like a mix-up, which was very scary, but then it turned out it was not a mix-up, it was just labeled weird. It's like, okay, that was an unnecessary panic attack for nothing, apparently. Cool. Neat, I love medical dealings. Yeah, overall doing okay at the moment. I actually realized I didn't tell, because I told Serena about the initial situation, I never told her about the update, now that I think about it. So, oops. I think I know what the guide's talking about, by the way, when it says come back later because it'll be easier, but you can technically do it now. Fun thing also from randomizers that I learned, you can break the cannons with the boomerang. It is not efficient. So yeah, I can't really recommend doing it that way. But it's an option, like if you so desire, it is an option. Oh, the next one we can't get yet because we didn't do Salvatore's minigame. So that's awkward. Yeah. Basically the guy's kind of encouraging a sweep of the lower quadrant. This is fine though, because, well, we have to come back here anyway. There's something we need an item for, so it's not a big deal. I just need to remember mentally that I'm gonna be like a heart piece behind what this guide says. Because I don't have this particular treasure chart. I just don't like doing the 20-shot one this early, just because you hemorrhage rupees so badly by doing it. Especially early game where you're also saving up for the Swift sale in this version. 20 shots is like not that hard. It's like that means you can miss quite a few. Oh, I've got some great information, small fry. Lucky you. If you use the treasure that's hidden on that island there, that's the thing that vanishes as soon as you get near it, and won't vanish anymore. You know, it? I'm talking about it. That thing that appears on nights when a wee bit of the right half of the moon is missing. Then don't you know what I'm talking about? It. That's all the info I've got to offer. That's not very helpful. But he's talking about the ghost ship, for the record. Oh, shoot. It's just here. Cool. But as he's implying, if we actually go through it right now, it just fades away as we pass through it. So yeah, we can't do that quite yet. But that is something we will be able to tackle once we get something inside the island proper. So that'll be much later. This part sucks, by the way. I don't know if I actually have enough Yoi pairs to comfortably do this, because this is mildly annoying. So if the seagull gets hit by one of the cargo rocks, you lose control. So we have to basically hit a switch on top of this island without actually running into any of the birds along the way, and that's very, very frustrating. One is worth a whopping 200 rupees. I didn't read the dialogue out there, but it's fine. We'll definitely see it again. I didn't think it was gonna be a silver rupee. There's a Korok here. We saw another one on Plateau Isles, I think. Which, that's important, but not quite yet. This is an interesting route the guide's suggesting. This is actually the last thing it says to do. In this little detour. So we'll actually get back to story faster than I thought. Won't be a complete side quest stream, which is nice. Needle Rock. Reminds me of Sonic's working title being Project Needle, or Mr. Needle Mouse. You've seen the boats sailing around here with the real huge cannons, right, Pry? Bet you those things have their hulls packed with treasure. Of course, if you don't have a cannon yourself, there's no way you'll ever sink one of them. That's all the info I've got to offer. So, we need cannons. And also, one of these ships is golden, actually, the one on the far left. Indicating that it's got something very special. Can we do Sploosh Kaboom the next time we go to Windfall, now that I'm thinking about it? Just because there's like a story thing that kind of screws up some things. Deliberately saving here, just in case I botch this, so I can reload if necessary, because I'm not bursting with confidence in this maneuver. Well, I guess if I can take out a Card Rock early, that will help me out, actually. Again, we need the Gold Feather anyway, so it's very convenient. Hypothetically, if you had an item that was like a ranged attack, hint hint, you could actually snipe them out of the air and maybe even snipe the Switch itself if you were like a crack shot. I'm not a crack shot. So we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way, and the slightly slow, dangerous way too. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do my best to actually get as much height as I can before having to actually go over to the needle part. Like, I'm literally gaining altitude over to the side on purpose, because the Card Rocks are roosting in the center, so I'm deliberately trying to do this away. Now we have the fun task of trying to sweep in. Okay. Cool. I cut that real close. Like same frame. I'll take it. Scary. So this will be 13 for us, but in the guide it should be 14. By the nature of the one we're missing. But again, we'll have an excuse to go back to Diamond Step anyway, so it's not a big deal. We've maxed out. Ooh, that silver rupee was actually not good. We gotta spend some money. Also, if the guide tells us to get more treasure, I guess we'll just ignore it, because it's actually not a good idea right now. While we're pretty full up. But yeah, the guide's saying to go to Great Fish next, so that's actually kind of cool for me, because like, hey, that's a good time to actually resume. We got like 40 minutes of side questing in. They're probably more like 30 minutes. Very productive, though. Oh, that's an important place, but there's like nothing there inherently, so I can tell why they don't encourage sweeping that one yet. That's another reef over there. I don't know which one it is. Oh, okay. Our next destination has seen better days. For sure. Look, Linkle, do you see it? What has happened to this place? Great Fish Isle is a very interesting location in this game from a behind-the-scenes standpoint. What is the meaning of this? The island, it is... We are too late. I knew we had precious little time, but I never suspected how little. A great water spirit named Jabun once lived here, but no sign of him remains. Ho there, Linkle! Hey, it's our good old friend Quill. I do like how he shows up a lot throughout the adventure, helping me out. So, you're here. I've been looking for you. Are you by chance seeking the great spirit Jabun? I'm sorry to report to you that Jabun can no longer be found here. Just look at how this place has been torn to pieces. I suppose this too is the work of the Shadow in the Forsaken Fortress. But fear not, Jabun was able to flee this island before it was attacked. He's in a safer abode now. Would you like to guess where that abode may be? On the island where you were born, on Outset. Yet even if you were to go to Outset now, you would not be able to see Jabun. The cave where he hides is sealed with a mighty stone slab that repels all who try to pass it. Why, not even the pirates with their mighty ship could get in. I must apologize, Linkle. I thought if anyone would know of your whereabouts, it would be the pirates. I told them this tale without so much as a thought for the consequences. I don't know what they hoped to get, but they immediately set sail for Outset Island and tried to break into the cave. It is lucky they could not gain entrance. I've heard that they were last spotted on Windfall Island, but doing what, I do not know. If you wish to see Jabun, I think you'd better search for the pirates on Windfall Island. What an eerie isle this is. Everywhere else boasts clear skies and calm seas, but this place suffers under dark clouds and rain. Valu must have been right when he asked me to bring word of Jabun to you. He called this island cursed. I would counsel against staying here longer than you have to. But that is your decision. I have told you of Jabun, so my task is complete. And there he goes. Oddly enough, there is stuff we can actually do here now. For one thing, there's a boat. There's also a Goron salesperson. A sales Goron, short. But here's the thing, I actually don't know the proper order for this. It looks like it actually is this one, so I guess while we're here, we might as well. It'll get really convoluted later on. I'll probably start following the guide more closely at a certain point. But for now, I think it's safe to do this. I have to talk to you first, right? Do not throw away. You can accidentally throw this away. I'm what you call a traveling merchant, yes. I'm just a cheery fellow who bobs between waves in search of all manner of rare items, cracked and pristine, wild and woolly. I came from distant lands because I heard there was a treasure of great worth on this island, but I can't find a thing. I thought perhaps my fate would cross with that most mystic of rare items, the fabled shop guru statue, but it seems as though I'm off the mark yet again. By the by, for some reason, looking at that delivery bag of yours gives me the sneaking suspicion that it might have some rare treasure hidden in its depths. If you have anything even slightly out of the ordinary in there, would you mind trading it to me? Anything at all? This knapsack I'm lugging around is stuffed full of all sorts of wondrous things. Why don't you show me what you've got, and I'll show you what I'll trade for it. Now we do this. Huh? That's a sea flower, is it not? In that case, would you be interested in trading for this exotic flower? This dialogue's the same every time. Most worthy, then my fee will be... Well, I'll give you a huge deal on this. 25 rupees will do just fine. Thanks, that settles things. I'll give you your item as I promised. Hold out both hands. You got an exotic flower. It's a refreshing flower that blossoms in the tropical regions to the south. If you find a place to put it, choose your delivery bag on the item's screen and set the flower to Y, X, or R. So by trading your goods for my goods, we formed a merchant's oath. As such, from now on, I shall honor a merchant's oath by sending shipments of my product to the Windfall Island shop. Now you ask why my good pal the postman will take it there for me, so it will likely get there before you do. Just head back to Windfall and see for yourself. Thanks again! So unfortunately, we cannot see the fruits of our labor quite yet, because we are gonna run into a problem starting, well, now actually, in the story. So, Jabun has survived. The sea spirit has lived through the trials of many long years. He must have caught wind of Ganon's attack beforehand. If we are to believe the word of the Rito postman, then the pirates know something about the cave where Jabun hides. Why don't we go to Windfall and search for them there? Okay. So... before we actually leave this place, there's a couple things we can get. I mean, first we should chart out the place. But even besides that, there's actually a very sneaky item we can get. I'm gonna hop back over here and climb up this little spiral to the top. We might also buy more bait over here. Now, mind you, I haven't done this in a while. I mean, you can trace it to the last rando I did, I'm pretty sure. We'll also have to come back here anyway. Okay. I like to physically line Linkle up as best I can, just for the sake of being able to gauge things better. So that's like northwest, right? I think. So with that set to northwest, we can get the Deku Leaf out and do a little flight. Luckily no lightning in this game. This is not Breath of the Wild, thank goodness. In that regard. I do like Breath of the Wild though, I just don't like being struck by lightning constantly. Wow, that's short. You don't even need the extended magic meter for that. Genuinely forgot about that, but anyway. Another piece of heart. So yeah, we're one behind, but it's fine. The other problem with doing this is we have to get back to the King of Red Lions somehow, which is very awkward with our stubby legs. Also, thank you for the kiss, Serena. That was like 5 minutes ago, but I kind of locked in for a moment. I definitely hyperfixate on games sometimes to the point that I probably don't check chat as much as I should. Can you... actually, quick question, is this not marked? This is not marked. Where the hell's the fish? Like, I don't see the fish anywhere. To be fair, it could be an instance problem, so I'm actually gonna do this now. I have no clue how to edit this. Oh, shoot, you don't have bait. So, hi, bye. It's like, not interested. I'm gonna do a quick circle around this island real quick. I said quick twice there. Yeah, I don't see the fishman anywhere. Either I'm really unobservant. It could be that the cloudiness is affecting the draw distance, or maybe the fishman isn't here in this part of the story. It's weird that the Gerudo salesperson is though. If that is the case. But there is something we can actually do real quick, for sure. This guide is recommending to go east of Great Fish. This is Great Fish Isle. Yeah, we'll have to get that later then, I guess. We have to go back there anyway for a couple reasons, so it's fine. There are two reefs back to back with each other. It's a decision I don't quite understand in this game. In general, the Great Sea is very interesting because a lot of people see it as just padding, and I understand that. In my case, I didn't even mind it that much on GameCube, but it's definitely a lot more straightforward on Wii U, where the sailing is inherently faster. For me, I should probably be talking less consistently while sailing so I can actually edit some of this out. But I'm very smart sometimes, and I definitely yap. This is the Cyclops Reef. I think 1 and 6 are right by each other. You've seen those weird rings of light that appear on the seas at night, haven't you? Yeah, well, those things are a sure sign that there's treasure in the deeps, right? But let me tell you, there are some lights that don't always shine. Yeah, there are these special ones that shine like crazy, but only when you open the treasure chart. They say those mark the spots where the greatest treasures are hidden. And that's all the info I've got to offer. Okay. Yeah, we'll check again with Beetle on Windfall. If not, Outset is also on the way, so that's fine. Like, we've mapped out a decent chunk of the map, but there's still a lot left. Like, the entire bottom row is filled out, and almost an entire column from Dragon Roost down. So that's not terrible. I think Sea Octoroks are different than the ones in the river, so these count as separate photos. I almost said tattle instinctively because of Super Paper Mario. Hi Belle, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. What you got for this one? This is the 6-Eye Reef. They've got a shop over there on Windfall Island, a nice outdoor shop. Did you know that, Small Fry? And in that shop they've got this really fine safe that looks to be brimming with riches, and they just leave it sitting outside day and night. I tell you, one of these days that thing is going to get hauled off by a thief. Mark my words, Fry. Of course, if I were to find a thief in the act of thieving, I'd stop the perpetrator right there and catch the rat red-handed. I'm sure if I did, the owner of that shop would thank me. Yeah, he'd be happy. That'd be the honest thing to do. I don't know if I believe you. But yeah, foreshadowing's a literary device. This game is extremely subtle. Submarine. I was just thinking of Kefka. I wonder why I'm thinking of Kefka at the moment. I'm not subtle. Speaking of foreshadowing, it's a literary device. Yeah. TLDR in Final Fantasy 16 is like a big Kefka. 16? 14. Those damn Roman numerals. I always confuse 14 and 16. It was great when FF16 was coming out, because then it was like, which one is it? But yeah, there's a Kefka raid. And everyone's kind of racing to be the first one to do it, basically, which is kind of a thing with FF6, I almost said it again, FF14, because everyone's like wanting to be first. It's like usually these take days of like multiple groups all trying to be the first, which is interesting. It's like an interesting community kind of thing. And I'm pre-trials, so I'm nowhere close to that. I'd be willing to make the jump if I could afford it, because I am invested enough at this point. For the record, I just did 3.4 last night. And to be blunt, 3.4 is really good. 3.3 and 3.4 are both really solid, without going into any details for obvious reasons, because I know people watching who are working through it. Yeah, genuinely like some of the best storytelling so far, because I hear Shadowbringers is peak. Like, oh shoot, that was a waste. Genuinely, I hear people say Shadowbringers is like actually peak. Like, I think it's like the final, like the highest rated Final Fantasy like ever, even over like main titles, and it's just the expansion. Which actually makes me wonder, I feel like I don't hear much about Endwalker by comparison. So I wonder if it's like an Infinity Ward endgame situation where people like Shadowbringers more as like the setup for the arc, but then the actual like resolution of it doesn't. It's kind of the Empire Strikes Back problem of like a two-part story, because then you have like the beginning of the story and then the end of the story, but like I almost feel like the second half doesn't stand apart very well. Like, it's not very standalone. And yeah, there was the problem of like, will they add Endwalker to the free trial, given that that's a great incentive to keep playing, and switch to paid. So yeah, I'm gonna have to pay eventually, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully things are slightly more stable for me by the time I have to cross that bridge. Big bridge, you could say. But hey, peace of heart. Yeah, genuinely, going through ARR for the third time. Is that true? I don't even think third is correct. Because I did the PS3 open beta. I did the PS4 open beta. I did a playthrough. I got partway through ARR and then decided to restart because I didn't like my character. This was on a physical copy of the game on PS4. So I had like the 30-day window. And then when lockdown happened and then they gave like a free month of login or something, then I went through AR with a different character. I restarted my character and then went through it again. And at that point I decided, well, I wasn't paying for the game, so what I ended up doing, as inefficient as it was just binge the story every time there was a free login weekend. Which means I've retained none of Heaven's Ward, as it turns out. I do not remember this, but it also meant that, now going through ARR again wasn't my favorite thing, just because it's like, oh god, I have to do all this over again. At least, no wait, I picked Conjurer, so I ended up in Gridania again. I always start in Gridania for some reason. But again, slightly off topic. But yeah, once I got to Heaven's Ward, because I kind of burnt out a little bit on the game getting to Heaven's Ward. But yeah, ever since getting to Heaven's Ward, it's been really smooth sailing. I've been having a very good time. Oh, this is important, but I don't know if I want to do it yet. This is awkward as hell, timing. Can I do this from here, actually? No, we have to be inside the tornado. This is actually good to get over with, to be honest. They'll send us far away, though, sadly. Foolish creature who does not fear the gods, to the end of the sea with you. Let the winds of Cyclos' wrath blow you away. Hi, this is the other wind god that we saw, the one with the broken monument. We can't do anything right now. You have to have an item with enough range to hit him. That's a short-ass timer, which is good since we can't do anything right now. Okay, you just made my life easier, thank you. Thank you, Cyclos. How convenient. Linkle, are you alright? It would seem that the wind god Cyclos bears some ill will towards humans. As you go forward, it would be wise to try not to get sucked up by any cyclones you see upon the seas. But if only we could find a way to harness the power of those cyclones, then it might be possible for us to travel across the ocean instantaneously. You do not yet have an item that can pierce distant targets. If you did, you might be able to obtain such a power. Keep that in mind. This is awkward. I thought a cutscene was... Oh, there it is. It's just as the postman told us. The pirate ship has stopped here to avoid drawing the attention of the townsfolk. I know not what they are researching, but if they are hoping to get their hands on Jabuin's sacred gem, I doubt they would tell you anything directly if you were to ask them. Linkle, I think you should try to find out what the pirate's up to, without them finding out about you. I can't believe Cyclos just helped us out like that, because we only need to move up one space anyway, but it did technically save us time. Yeah, that's actually a perfect time to take a short break. So when we come back, we'll figure out what the pirate's up to, and then figure out what we can do at outset. Hi, I am back. Hope everyone's doing well today. It's been an eventful day. I haven't talked at all about it, and I don't know if I want to. We'll cross that bridge later, I guess, if it comes up. But for now, we will get back to the game and see what we can accomplish. That is not the right button. That's reset. There we go. Okay, so we made it back to Windfall, and now we have to get to the bottom of what the pirates are up to. But first, let's go shopping. Will the King of Red Lions yell at us for this? Potentially. Do I care? Not really. I'm pretty sure this one might not even have bait. Also, by the way, we're basically stuck in an eternal night at this point. Like, genuinely, we cannot have the normal passage of time because of all sorts of stuff happening that Ganondorf is presumably causing. I'm assuming it's largely for set dressing, to be honest. But again, I think it is like an actual thing where you can't have a day-night transition in this particular part of the game. Bye! Part of me wants to waste the one... Wait, we have a lot of room for this, actually. I should have opened this menu first. Besides, we're actually pretty full up at this point, so, like, it's not the end of the world. So, god damn it, this will put us at 17, because of course. Who knew that a decision I made, like, 15 years ago would come back to haunt me like this? It's like, I feel like the decision to have 17 as my lucky number was very arbitrary, actually, which is why it's weird that it's so... it's haunting me so. Anyway. Interesting night for mail. What is this? If you wish to be a true swordswoman, find some knight's crests and return to me, Orca. I got a red rupee, that's 20 rupees. What a pleasant surprise. So Orca's telling us to look for knight's crests. We need 10. So that's gonna be a bit since we have 0 at the moment. If I'm not mistaken, a lot of the buildings are not possible to be entered. Okay, prove me wrong. Did they change something? Dear me, but there's a terrible storm raging this evening. The night seems very unsettled somehow. So yeah, no auction, because, stuff is going down. This raises the ever-important question of, will we be allowed to play Splish Kaboom? Did the developers think about this, basically, is what I'm trying to figure out. Because I wonder if they actually made it so none of the NPCs will allow you to do the normal routine stuff. Hey, welcome. Okay, so we can still do Splish Kaboom. Cool. Do I get the calculator back up? Because, oopsie, I did not actually do that. That's all we need. Yeah, exactly. The calculator itself is just like general average chance based on this game. So it's not necessarily the most reliable thing sometimes. It's funny seeing Squid Game show up. It's like not that kind of Squid Game. Yeah, 19 shots means like, you know, 5 out of 19. That's not that bad. In theory, that doesn't feel like it should be that terrible, and yet this minigame feels like it's way harder than it should be. So yeah, it always says to start with this one. Okay. Cool. Cool. That's a miss. Alright, that's the 3. I would prefer it to be the other one, to be honest. Yeah, it can be a little tricky sometimes. Sometimes you'll do this, and then it's like, oh, well, this is actually the 2, and this is like the 3, and that just ends up feeling very trolly whenever that happens. Saying to do this, I don't know why, actually. I mean, it says 14% chance. It's not exactly a high chance of that, to be honest. And again, it's very luck-based, so even with a calculator program designed to calculate the averages, it's still like only a 15% of being actually there. They really love stacking them on top of each other, I've noticed. Okay, that's gotta be the 4 then? Okay, definitely the 4 then. It's also hard doing this on a touchscreen. Right here? Nope. Here. And now we got the bullshit to deal with, the small one. Are you for real? It's just here? What the hell? 1, first try this attempt. 2, why are they all stacked on top of each other? Excellent work, Zelda. Your deeds have successfully protected the peace on this fair island. We are so very proud. The children on the island would like to thank you, Sailor. Yay. Oh, thank you, Miss Sailor. Please accept all of our commissioned allowances. Take these 50 rupees as your reward. Hooray for money, that's what I'm always saying. You got a purple rupee, that's worth 50 rupees. That's just great. Oh, wait a sec, 18. Hey, that's a new record. So, you got this too. You got a treasure chart, okay. Thanks for playing and all that. I can't tell you how fun it's been for me, and don't forget your umbrella or nothing on the way out the door. Just gonna do that real quick. I cannot believe that. That is ridiculous. Actually ridiculous. Anyway, we're done with that, thank God. So, on to story, I guess. Assuming the guy doesn't say do anything else while we're here, which I doubt it would. Can't think of anything else that would be here to do. But I'm gonna check real quick anyway. Yeah, nothing. So, hey, bomb shop. We're closed today, so scram now! That doesn't seem in character. Not that we interacted with them very much, but again, you can actually... if you time this just right, you don't have to sidle across, which I'm a fan of. I like being able to be lazy and not have to deal with, like, slow animations, but anyway. That's why this little back entrance is here, presumably. Look, don't be mad at us. It's not our fault that we absolutely gotta have bombs to get the treasure we're after. How about you just think of it as payback for the nasty little monopoly you've been running here, yeah? Okay, these pirates are kind of based. So I bet you're thinking it was foolhardy to ask pirates to pay such an outrageous price, huh? Yep, I bet you are. You know, Gonzo, I still can't get over that bit of fast-talking you pulled to get that information out of the postman. Huh? Oh yeah, that was smooth. I tell you, the minute I set my eyes on that Linkle, I just knew she was hiding something back at outset, yeah? So when I saw that postman, I just pretended like, oh, this is still Kanzo talking. I just pretended like I was all worried about the kid and stuff, and presto, he spills the beans. Good work, Gonzo, really, just top-notch. It's funny, though. I'm thinking this is maybe the first time you've shown such wit, such cunning. You know, with your cunning and Miss Tetra's smarts, if you two got married and had a kid, that kid would be the greatest pirate to ever sail the seas. Yep, the greatest. You idiot, keep your mouth shut, yeah? Don't be so stupid. Miss Tetra, you listen to this nitwit. Can't you dock him some pay or something? Do pirates get paid? Quit goofing off, both of you. Keep your childish jokes to yourselves and get those bombs back to the ship. Second you're done loading them up, we're setting sail for Outset Island. What? Miss, we have to leave immediately, but it's been so long since we were on shore. We need to fill our bellies with some good eating, yeah? How about we grub tonight and shove off tomorrow morning instead? I mean, I'm fine either way, of course. Whatever you say is fine, miss, is what I mean to say. It's just that the boys were so excited to come to town, yeah? And I can't help but think it would be awful hard on them to leave so soon without a proper layover. So what, say we set sail tomorrow, yeah? What do you say, miss? That treasure isn't going anywhere. You're with me, right? You're with me, right, boys? Who's for a night of fun? They look so excited. You're all fools, do you know that? You saw the demolished island. You saw the senseless destruction. We have to hurry on to Outset, or the same thing could happen there. Huh? Not to be disrespectful, but by the sound of things, you're worried more about that island than the treasure, miss. Don't be ridiculous. I want, you know, the treasure. Alright, fine. Have it your way. We can leave town tomorrow, you big babies. But we're setting sail at first light, so no sleeping in, understood? Aye aye. Say there, brother, what was today's password again? Mako, are you serious? You forgot already? You're so useless. Today's password is treasure, yeah? Remember? You know that Nico won't let you in if you don't say it exactly right. He's real picky about it, so I'll say it once more. Today's password is treasure, yeah? Treasure, eh? Convenient. See, I don't know if Mako's also realized Linkle's listening. Or like figuring out what Tetra's doing, basically. That Tetra's giving Linkle a head start. That's something I actually don't know, because that's a very awkward conversation otherwise. But it could just be, you know, a way to convey the password. And yes, I'm breaking all of this guy's stuff, it's fine. He can't exactly protest. Rare time you can actually go behind the counter. Oh my god, you have a lot of rupees. I've never done this before, fun thing. I never thought to check here. Like, I always just enter and leave the shop once the cutscene ends. So yeah, never really stopped to break all this. I mean, it's not a lot of rupees, they're green rupees. I mean, hypothetically, we could just steal those swamps, I guess, but it's fine. We can't even talk to you, because you're a little bit tied up at the moment. So they alternate passwords based on save file, from what I recall. It can be one of 6 passwords. It is case sensitive to what I recall, so we gotta be careful about that. But with that taken care of, there is one more thing we can actually see as an Easter egg, real quick. Which is to go to the bar in question and see what the pirates are up to. Close all night for pirate party. Yeah, we don't probably want to run into them, actually. Not that they're, you know, a threat or anything. We should just let them have their party. Not even dancing guy is out here. I forgot his name, actually. Mighty pirates love more than the sea. Oh god, the Wii U keyboard, I forgot. Somehow. You can also use the touch screen, obviously, if you're playing on the gamepad directly. Right. You may enter. So a couple of Easter eggs here. Because you can only go to the pirate ship twice, period. And you definitely can't go to this room back here. But you have a little diagram of a bunch of islands connected to be the Triforce. I was trying to see if those are the islands in question, and I actually can't tell. But there's also a picture of the hero that we saw at the beginning during the story. And also you, I don't know who you're supposed to be. I could have sworn there was another picture of the pirates together, but I might be thinking of something else. Either way, yeah, the only time you can actually go in that room without, like, wall clip. Oh, Linkle, my old swabby Linkle. So you're alive? All the other pirates said you got done in by that bird monster in the Forsaken Fortress, so I thought... Never mind what I thought, you're alive! I get it now, you came back because you missed me so much. I had no idea you wanted to be my swabby so badly, I see. Well, after you left, I went back to being the bottom rung on the ladder, which is why I'm stuck here while everyone else is in town having fun and eating and stuff. But I guess being so worshipped by my swabby ought to cheer me up. Alright, why don't we set you to your next test, huh? This one's harder than the last. Good luck, you'll need it, swabby. You can see there are lanterns hanging throughout the room, right? Well, last time when you pressed the switch, platforms was up for you to jump onto, right? Yeah, well, this time there aren't any. Which means you have to jump from one rope to the next rope. Pretty tough. This sucks on GameCube. And that's not all. This time I put a gate on the door too. The switch opens the gate, but it'll close if you don't get here before time runs out. Run out of time and you'll have to try it again, little swabby. The switch that opens the gate is in the same place as before, so go step on it. If you get all the way to this side before time runs out, I'll give you the bombs we just got in town. Yeah, you heard me. Give me your best shot, swabby. You like promising other people's stuff, I've noticed. Nico, you might want to stop doing that. But this sucks on GameCube because of the controls. You have to like manually stop and then turn like slowly on the rope. In this version, you can actually turn while swinging, so it is way easier. One cool trick is you can actually make it to that lantern directly in front from those boxes. So if you mess up this jump, you do get another shot at it. Case in point, just to demonstrate. Once it's like in position, voila! So yeah, nice little speed strat there. I think this one stopped swinging too once. Why didn't she grab that, actually? That's weird. Because I swore I was lined up with that. Also, because of the timer, do not be shocked if I step on the switch every time. Just to reset it. Because it stops swinging, though, it can be a little finicky if you grab it too early. Because then it's not close enough to the next lantern. But yeah, because of the whole requirement, or how the controls work, this sucks. Like, a lot on GameCube. So yeah, one reason why I would recommend the Wii U version is just this plays better. I am surprised that worked. Okay. Okay, this is a weird angle. Wait, I didn't open the gate, did I? Oopsie. My bad. A little bit of, having a little bit of trouble with this. I think I got the switches mixed up for which one is open and which one's closed. That's fine, not a big deal. Yeah, drop down. I don't think we actually are fast enough to make that cycle. But it's fine, I can wait. I want to try it without dropping down, because it might be easier. I did stop that time to actually slide down the rest of the rope. That was a deliberate case where I did want to manually readjust. You do carry some momentum too, so that is something to also consider with this. You can also hear it like ticking down when it's getting close to closing up again. But yeah, on GameCube this is so bad. It's not that fun. I'm taking it slow just because I've already botched this a few times so far. Just to guarantee we can stick the landing. Voila. Third try. What? You've gotta be. You did it already? You're incredible. This isn't good. I've never even passed this test. I've never even passed this test. How could you do it so quickly and make it look so easy? And if I give this to her, everyone will know for sure. Oh, I'll be so busted. Okay. You're the best swabby of all time, so I guess I'll just give you the bombs. Go on, take them. Just don't tell anyone, okay? I'm serious, really serious. Okay, okay. Nico, you're kind of forgetting something. Actually, I don't know if he knows what's about to happen. Anyway, you got bombs. You can carry up to 30. Pull one out and then press A to throw it, or ZR to set it at your feet. Try it out, it's a blast, hee. Using bombs while on your boat gives you a mighty cannon you can use to fight off seagoing enemies. Set them to and use them with Y, X, or R. That's mighty courageous of you trying to steal treasure from pirates. I suppose I should be shocked, but I'm more amazed that you managed to survive after being tossed out of that tower. From the look on your face, I have to guess you haven't saved your sister yet, huh? You don't give things much thought, do you? You just rush in, never thinking how badly things could go for you. Like just now, the only reason you got what you did was because we left a simple-minded little rat like Nico behind to look after things. No one else would have parted with our treasure so easily, I assure you. And just how do you intend to use those bombs, anyway? Don't tell me you're going after Jaboon's treasure, too. Right now, Jaboon is hiding in a cave at the back of the island where you were born on, but the entrance is blocked by a giant stone doorway. You can't get in without breaking down the door. We're going to relax in town and eat our fill of whatever this town has to offer, but we'll be leaving for outset first thing in the morning. If you manage to find Jaboon tonight, then I guess you win. But if you take too long, we'll come sailing right by you tomorrow morning, and believe me, you didn't get all of our bombs. You better be quick, kid. Wow, awesome! You have a stone just like the one that Miss Tetra has. Hey, how do you use that thing? Can you talk to Miss Tetra through that? Man, you're so lucky. All the pirates are simps, apparently. Anyway, moving on. Also, I was just thinking during the cutscene that Nico is like the only character that is in all three of this trilogy. He's literally in Spirit Tracks and is like 100-something years old. And I don't understand it. But with that taken care of, we have what we came here for. So we can get the hell out of here, potentially. Unless there's anything I'm forgetting about. I'm very happy about how Splish Kaboom went. I will not lie about that. I cannot lie. NGL, as they say. Because that was, like, ridiculously lucky. Anyway, we actually do have another letter. You have to pay for this one, don't you? Good evening, letters for Lincoln, we have one. Notice from Beetle's shop ship. It's time for our semi-annual Big Chance Extravaganza. We have a new product that has burst onto the scene. Bombs! We're having an extra special sale on this choice item for a limited time only. You'll know where to find us by checking the enclosed Beetle shop ship chart. Visit a Beetle shop ship near you today. Offer not available in all regions. Don't miss this huge opportunity, Beetle. Sweet. You got a Beetle's chart. Now you know where to find Beetle's floating shop ships. Open the chart on the map screen to view it. Will they let us deviate here is what I'm currently wondering. Oh, we have to talk to you first. Well done, our preparations are complete. If what the girl says is true, the pirates won't be leaving until morning. You must meet with Jaboon and get the pearl from him before they arrive. Let us delay no longer, Linkle. Sweet. Will they let us go slightly off course? I'm thinking the answer is no. I'm gonna try it again anyway, because I like playing with fire. He's probably going to yell at us to go back, though, if I had to give a guess. This island is more to the left than I thought it would be. I'm like, is it this square or is it the next square? Because it feels like it shouldn't be the square. I am deviating, but I like getting this out of the way early. For reasons. Yeah, no, that is more to the left than I remember it being. That's weird. Let's try to, like, no-scope this. I'm feeling cocky. Nope, okay. I think I overshot. It's fine. We'll get it on the way back, potentially. I'll get the chart ready as we walk into the next area. Again, being able to just do all this menu management is real nice. But yeah, technically the guide actually doesn't say to do this yet, but I like doing it now anyway. Another great fairy. There should be like 5 or 6 in total. Young Waker of the Winds, allow me to aid you in your quest. Again, don't know why they have 4 arms in this one. You can now carry more rupees. Now you can hold up to 1,000 rupees. The fairies in this fountain shall ease your weariness. When you grow fatigued from your battles, come here to be refreshed. We have 2 bottles, right? We actually have a fairy already. What am I talking about? I mean... don't mind if I do, I guess. There we go. They look so sad. I don't like that. This feels mean, somehow. Oh shoot, another letter? What? I didn't actually look at the map like I said I would. I'm sorry to disturb you with this unsolicited letter. If the following does not interest you, please throw the letter away without a second thought. But this is your big chance. Do you have need of an empty bottle, a piece of heart, or a treasure chart? We have them at special bargain prices, but we only have 1 of each. If you're interested, go to the shop ship near Rock Spire Island. First come, first serve. I can't wait to serve you. To those who took the time to read this letter, please accept my humble thanks. Assistant Manager Rock Spire Shop Ship. That's hard to say. You got a green rupee. That's worth 1 rupee. You better collect lots of them. Thanks. Oh, so that is how that works. Oh, that's a submarine. I'm actually getting sidetracked from what the guide is saying to do, which is already feeling pretty sidetracky. Like, genuinely. It's, like, funny. In a way. Oh. 24. There we go. Right on target. Also, bombs are actually hotkeyed to the D-pad as well, so you don't have to manually equip them every time you want to use the cannon. Again, got a silver rupee, one's worth a whopping 200 rupees. It's time to jump for joy. Again, a lot of quality of life in this version. I appreciate it immensely. Again, where the hell's the fish man? Because, like, I'm not seeing him around. Again, maybe it's just the part of the story we're in, or I'm unobservant, apparently, because he's right over here. This quadrant is so... like, this is so crammed into the right, I wasn't expecting him to be over here. This is not going to be a good hint, because he's going to be like, hey, do the thing that you just did, basically. As in, talk to the Great Fairy, probably. Ta-da! The little shopmaster of Windfall Island apparently got his hands on a truly amazing treasure. He calls it magic armor or something like that. It's a pretty cool magic relic, from what I've heard. If you want him to give it to you, try staring deep into his eyes and winning him over with flattery, Fry. And that's all the info I've got. The other funny part about this is I have no clue what the hell is in the submarine, because I'm so randomizer pilled at this point for this game that I don't actually know where vanilla items are anymore. Like, what's your vanilla? Alrighty, more bokoblins. We should have like 30 joy pendants, so we're almost good anyway, so I'm not gonna farm as, seriously this time. So this one's weird. You actually don't need to fight anyone. You just need to get across to the other side, I think. Mind you, if you fall down, then you obviously will have to fight, probably, to get back up. Though, again, it's possible, just they don't really like letting you climb up ladders. It's a slow action. Oh, I tried to go too fast, that's fine. Again, technically speaking, I feel like I've made more story progress now than I was expecting, which isn't a lot, but it's still more than I thought. Which again, is more of a testament to how little story progress I was expecting to be making when you have the world open up in front of you. And again, oddly enough, the guide actually says to do this after, so we're getting a little bit of a head start on the guide. Which is fine, this is a very remote quadrant, so I don't mind detouring like this. Yeah, just go in the room and poof, treasure. Piece of cake. You know, something that occurred to me because of the thing with, like, I'm talking about the one pirate marrying Tetra potentially. By the way, treasure chart. It's like, how old are these pirates? I never really thought about that angle of it, because like Tetra's close to like Link's age, or Linkle in this case, which would be about like 12. But I don't know if the other pirates are like supposed to be teenagers as well. I never thought of that before. Also, Nico being like, you know, still in the spirit tracks. It's like, how old do Hylians get? Is something I've actually never thought about. But it would almost make sense if, like, the pirates in general, like, around the same age. Treasure chart. Okay, so I'm not gonna get this the wrong way. I'm not gonna get too sidetracked, we're gonna actually stay on target. But what if I fill out all of the seed chart in a straight line down from here? Is that a good idea, or should I just... you know, we'll be back to these islands anyway. We can fill it out then. But yeah, this is kind of the downtime problem of Wind Waker, is like when you have to sail from the literal top of the map all the way to the bottom. It just takes a bit at this point. We'll get fast travel after the next dungeon, so that'll help a lot, but as is, there is quite a bit of downtime. So yeah, I don't know exactly what to talk about. I've been rambling a lot today. And I'm a little eepy. But yeah, overall I'm actually very happy with how much progress we've made today. Again, more than I was expecting in some ways. But yeah. Just making our way back slowly. There's also like the other fairy fountains too. I actually don't know which ones we can actually access for one thing, because one is an item from a later dungeon, and another we could do now. You know, it's really lucky that this game doesn't work off like Breath of the Wild rules, where like I don't think you can actually use bombs in rain because it puts out the fuse. I don't think that's the case. You know, since we were through here before, I figure we should at least stop and talk to the fishman here. I just got a known location marked off. I don't think we got the treasure chart here actually, as in the treasure itself. Now that I'm thinking about it. I guess we could go back to Diamond Step and get that, so we're just completely in line with the guide at this point, but again, we'll have to go back there anyway, so I almost feel like just staying the course. You should come around these parts on nights when just a wee bit of the left half of the moon is missing. That's when it appears, Fry. That's all the info we got to offer. I like how some refer to it as the ghost ship and others just say it, because these are not supposed to be the same fisherman every time. So it's just kind of an interesting little detail. To be fair, previously with the other islands, I didn't really sail past the islands proper, but now I'm going in like a straight line, which means I probably will pass by some of these. And this island has like nothing on it, unless you're in like almost like go mode, which is not inaccurate, I suppose. Again, in this case, I don't see the fisherman immediately, so we're just gonna move on. Also, yeah, this game does not like a lot of graphical effects at one time, so this is not the easiest set piece for the Wii U to handle. Again, weirdly, the GameCube version in some ways has a more stable frame rate. Not in mine though, because my copy was from a GameStop, and it's very scratched up. It got to the point where on hardware I could not actually run it off the disc because it's that beat up. I got a couple playthroughs in, that's about it, and it doesn't really matter at this point because I can, you know, obviously emulate or just play HD. So, not the end of the world. I probably want to have a copy that actually works just because, but also disc rot is the thing anyway. So, and the stability of the game is going to be variable at this point. It's 20 years old. I think like Saturn games are actually having disc rot at this point, from what I recall hearing. Long ago, there was this huge fairy who lived to the south of here in the forest on Outset Island. But now all that's left is the ruins of the fairy fountain where she lived. It's sort of sad. But to tell you the truth, I hear there still is a fairy there. Yep, she's still alive and kicking down there, Fry. That's all the info I've got to offer. If you want to hear it again, you'll have to throw some more bait on the water for me. Sorry, but that's my policy, Fry. I don't know why I read it that time, actually. But yeah, like, do I want to do a quick detour to get that? Like, again, on Wii U, it's actually not that bad. It's like, oh, well, you know, sailing is so much faster. That's not as much of an imposition to be like, oh, shoot, we have to sail back now. It's like, yeah, no, it doesn't take very long. I actually wonder if you sailed continuously, what the average time would be from one point of the map to the other. I guess if you went diagonally, it would be the longest because, that would probably be isosceles, right? Yeah. So diagonally would be the longest, so diagonally from the bottom right, or bottom left to the opposite corner, I do wonder how long that would take. This is the wrong place. So, yeah, time and stuff is over there, so my bad. In that case, I think we'll just move on, because this frame rate is making me nervous that my Wii U's gonna die. So we will get a move on. Carefully making our way over. Again, technically a little bit farther than I thought, because again, diagonally would be the longest. Like, basically, if it's a square grid, which I actually... Is it? Now that I think about it, 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's a square. Have you noticed, Linkle? Morning has not broken since we arrived at Greatfish Isle. The land was so ravaged by monsters. It is as if time itself is frozen. Perhaps this is the curse that Valerie spoke of. Whatever the reason, if this night does not end, then we need not worry about the pirates overtaking us. In fact, it might not be a bad idea for you to visit your hometown and family again after such a long time away. We can speak with Jabun after you do. Convenient. That we have an eternal night, so we don't have to worry about the pirates. I like how they acknowledge it, at least. Like, in universe, like, oh wait, it's just permanently stuck like this. But we want to pay a visit to Link's grandmother. Oh, Linkle, Errol, don't go. Don't leave. Don't leave your old grandma all alone. So what we want to do is use the ferry that we got earlier. If you don't have one, you can get one on this island, which we'll be doing in a bit. Or at least showing how to get in a bit. I always get nervous I accidentally use the fairy on myself, and not on Link's grandmother. I say Link, I mean Linkle. Oh, Linkle, is that you? Linkle, Grandma is always happy to see your bright, shining face. Linkle, my dear, sweet Linkle, you're safe. That's wonderful. Just wonderful. Did you do this? Did you heal me? Oh, you're such a sweet child. Oh, that's right. You and your sister Errol are trying so hard to be strong, and I've just been sitting here, moaning and worrying. I'm your grandmother. I'm the one who should be taking care of you. I'm so sorry, Linkle. I haven't even considered what you must be going through. I'm a terrible grandma. Linkle, this is all I have to give you right now. You can keep it in your empty bottle. You got Elixir Soup. This healthy soup your grandmother makes replenishes all of your life energy and magic power. Your attack power also doubles, until the first time you take damage, and that is one hearty soup. And your kind old grandmother filled your bottle so full that there's 2 helpings inside. Isn't she the sweetest? You and your sister love this soup, don't you? If you run out, I can make it for you anytime you like. Grandma's going to try to be strong, so you try to be strong too. But don't do anything reckless, alright? Aww. So yeah, once we use it all up, we can come back here with an empty bottle and get it refilled. We kind of skipped a step, sort of, because I think you're intended to actually find the fairy fountain that the fishman was talking about. Wow, I never noticed that rupee on top of the lookout. Like, genuinely, I've never noticed that. Also, as a kid, I was always like, well, how do you get the rupees on top of the roof? And then it's like, oh, duh, seagulls. I don't know why I never thought of that until this exact moment. So now, at nighttime, choo-choos will appear on Outset Island, showing how dangerous even Outset is getting. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna move this off, just so I don't accidentally burn a use of that. I almost read the sign as if I hadn't already read it. I'm also surprised there aren't, like, mini blends here. I thought there were. Never mind, I'll eat my words. Okay. Okay. The bridge is gone, right, because of, the Hammerrock King. So, we have to find another way in. It's so weird, normally I don't deviate that much this early. Typically the way I play this game, so this is a very unusual playthrough in some regards. Typically the way I play this game is I beat the game... well, I try to do a 3-heart run and then go back for a bunch of stuff I missed along the way, which creates the interesting situation of me basically never getting things at the earliest possible time. So yeah, this playthrough is throwing me off a bit because I'm not used to actually doing it in this order. I'm used to saving everything for the end. Like, in terms of side questy stuff. Oh, you are here now, that sucks. I forgot about that. I also think the winged ones have more health even without taking the wings into the equation. Oh, I don't want to climb back up for that. I was gonna say, if it was like a gold leaf, which I don't think the non-winged ones can drop, I would have gone back for it, but luckily that was not the case. So hey, first actual use of bombs. I don't know if I read the sign last time, actually. So let's see what it says. Fairy Fountain Site. This spot marks the remains of an ancient fairy fountain. The legendary hero was said to come here after battle, so the fairies could ease her weariness. Also, it was also said that whoever met with the great fairy who lived here was blessed with great fortune, so it came to be known as the Fountain of the Fortune Goddess. Also, I love how signs actually indicate directional damage. That's like a weird detail. It kind of explains why growing up I was really enamored by like Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. In terms of like reflecting the direction that you swing the sword in. And like reflecting that when dealing damage. During the state of play a couple days ago, that was actually something I was looking out for in the Wolverine trailer. This should be the same, yeah. Really the same, because this is also a similar upgrade. Again, the rupee total is way lower on GameCube. It was bumped up significantly on Wii U. You can now carry more rupees. Now you can hold up to 5,000 rupees. I want to say by default at first you can carry 200, which was increased to 500, and I actually can't speak for the other two because I don't remember what the other two would be, but I don't think it was 5,000. Yeah, like with the Wolverine trailer, I was actively like slowing it down because I was trying to gauge if it reflected the damage accurately, and it kind of was inconsistent, unfortunately. Yeah, something I was just kind of interested in. I also feel like in that game, it's really nice, just by just talking about that. It's actually really nice that Wolverine will have the option to turn off or like limit the limit the amount of gore. As someone who's not the biggest fan of it, it is nice having the accessibility option. I was really hoping, because Insomniac typically is very good about accessibility options, so I'm pretty happy about that. Meaning I can actually probably play it and have a good time with it. Hey, guess what time it is? It's time for a really long thing. You can actually see the Knight's Crest up there. Ah, Linkle, you are all right. Why did you not tell me about Errol? That was thoughtless of you. This island has seen hard times ever since you departed. I do not know what you have been doing on your journey, but you seem a little more daring these days. That look in your eyes, not the one you left here with. Very good. Show me just how much you've improved your sword skills. Okay. Well, this will be the next, like, 10 minutes. If I must say so, your skills with the sword are still at the level of a page. Very good. Try to hit me 100 times or more before I hit you 3 times. Alright, so our actual goal is, believe it or not, 500. Basically, you can counter to get an extra hit. I'm not going to be doing that. You'll probably notice that. And the reason for that is, I botch counters a lot in this game. So I'm blocking. It's gonna be slower, technically, by a fair amount actually, but it's a lot safer. Okay. So yeah, just go until he blocks and then we block. That's it. We just gotta kinda like go back and forth across the room, because if we get too close to the walls, we'll actually clink off of it, and they'll interrupt their flow, basically. So yeah, that's why I'm purposely spinning around to the other side before resuming. Oh shoot. Oh, okay. It's not ready. That's not great if we're like this early in and we're already down a heart. You can't replenish the hearts either. You're just kinda SOL if you lose one. Alright. The light swings that he does, you do have enough time typically to bring your shield up even if you are mashing too much. But like that. Thank you for proving my point, Orca. That was very considerate of you. Oh my god, this takes forever. If you're feeling very much like an overachiever, you can actually get up to 999 if you so desire. I don't know why you would. But it's an option, you can do it. Don't recommend it. But yeah, the funny part with the last few Fox Girls favorites is I actually can't even tell you when I played these exactly. I do not have exact numbers. Or like, time frames. I want to say this would have been early 2008, but it could have actually been late 2007 for that matter. So yeah, Wind Waker and Brawl might have needed to be flipped actually, but it's fine. Personally speaking, I find doing the combos actually slower. That's why I'm doing single, like, attacks. Because if you do the combo, like, that's slower to me. Because then you have to like wait for the animation to finish. If you just press B as you go along, it's faster. Long term, it doesn't deal as much damage as the finisher probably, but it's fine. Again, with Rumble, this would also be a little bit easier, but especially stream, I don't want that constantly coming through. I like how he's like the expert swordsman and uses a spear. Maybe that's to like nerf him, so he's not completely overpowered. Okay, so far so good. Yeah, like the ending lag could have screwed me up actually. So being a little careful. Should like see what this is as far as the camera will go, unfortunately. Okay, I countered, sort of. Clashed, if we want to use a fighting game term. Clashes are so fascinating. I saw a video on this the other day, like how different games handle clash mechanics, and some of them are weird. Like, I still don't entirely understand how Guilty Gear Xrd works. Like, there's like a countdown, where I think during the countdown, attacks are more powerful or something. It's really weird. And then, like, Injustice has, like, a minigame for it. Hi, Kylie. Thank you for the raid. Is this a Blaze Blue? That's a good question. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just doing Wind Waker, going through, this little minigame. Let's see, 350... 4/5? That's close enough, I think. Again, a little preoccupied, but I'll do the shout out in a moment. Yeah, thank you for the raid. Really appreciate it. Hope your stream went well. Oh, okay. We're almost there. See, the thing is, like, I could go farther than, 500 and just stop anytime after 500 and be good. So, like, you can end on a meme number. I don't know if I should. For my patience, and also, you know... everyone's just gonna groan. Oh, okay. So far so good. 423. Yeah, not gonna lie, I think 500's a little excessive, and I'm actually kind of surprised this is something that HD didn't scale back slightly. I almost feel like given some of the other changes, I'm a little surprised they didn't drop it to like 300 to 400. Cross-tag battle, I want to play through the Blaze Blues on stream in order, but I hear getting through the story modes is kind of annoying, so I don't know how well that would go. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I think it blocks more at the higher numbers, which would make sense, that'd be harder. But yeah, you get a silver rupee or 200 rupees if you get to 999, which I do not have the patience for. I do want to play 999, that's another game I've actually owned for a long time. If it was like, I bought it in a different state, that's how long ago it was. Are you stuck? Okay. Yeah, not the most scintillating segment. But voila, we're done. Okay, just to add insult to injury, or maybe we should commit to the bit here and try to land on some number that's more fitting. Okay, cool. Part of me almost wants to use something else, but it's a bit for someone who isn't present. There. Now we want to lose on purpose. Okay. Enough! What do you mean enough? This went on forever. Ah, 526 blows. You have improved. You have already become a fine swordswoman, but I'm certain you can do even better. Linkle, take this. Piece of heart, number 16 for us. We're one behind this guide at the moment, which is fine. So yeah, that one sucks to get, unfortunately. And yeah, we can't do the Knight's Crest thing yet. What's that? The Knight's Crest? Does that intrigue you, young one? It is still too early to discuss such things with you, but if you happen across 10 of those, show them to me, and then I can tell you what they are and what they do. But I will only speak if you get 10 of them. Hi! Thank you both for the raids. Star and Freeze, that's a lot of raids. I can't believe I had everything set up properly. Cause yeah, I switched to a different alert system, so hey, guess it's working now. So that's cool. I also have to do like 3 shoutouts now. Is that the Linkle mod? Yes it is. Yeah, we're just making our way through the Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker, Globetrotter Otters. I hope Making Rain went well. That's one of those where I can easily say what it is because I've done the event. But when are they gonna do the fox version of Make It Rain, where you get like a fox minion? Just just ignore the fox minion that's already in the game. Oh, a customer, I've been waiting for you, you lucky person you. Pirates sold me bombs for cheap. Now's your chance. Bye bye bye. By the way, Miss Customer, are you acquainted with that adorable little pirate girl? You have a bashful look on your face, Miss Customer. You can't hide it from me. Yuck, 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 yuck. Hey, did it just burn through 2 snoozes on its own? I just looked down and it's like, ad starts in 11 minutes. And I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't feel right. So wow, that's actually slightly inconvenient, believe it or not. Because, I was actually just going to time the ad break with, some like housekeeping for shoutouts and stuff. But yeah, thank you all for the raids. Really appreciate it. Hope your streams went well. Yeah, we're gonna take a break, and then when we come back, we will... Oh, the boat's moving. I should probably not stand on this boat, huh? I'm gonna stand over here. Oh shoot, no, wait. The choo-choos are out at night. So I'm gonna go find some place that's safe to stand. I'm gonna go over here. Yeah, I'm gonna just park right over here. Yeah, we will be back momentarily to continue The Wind Waker HD. Hi, I am back. Sorry about the timing, actually, now I think about it, just immediately going through to the ads. I hope I timed that relatively well, because again, it's like, I don't remember how much time I snooze ads. I think it's 5 minutes. So I think that's correct, given it used 2, and I was pretty close to the ad break anyway before. And again, that was just a very good time for that. So again, apologies for the delay, but we shall get back to it. My VTuber model's weirdly, like, not turned this time, but we'll still resync it just in case. And we are ready to go, I think. So, now that we have done all of the side quests on Outset for now, I guess we gotta progress the story. Imagine that, making progress in this stream. Are you ready? If that is the case, then we must search for the cave around the backside of Outset, where Jabberin is said to hide. Beetle, you're kind of in my way right now, but I guess I can just... Oh, there was a choo-choo there! That could have been really bad, actually. So, yeah, don't know what happened in the 3 minutes that I stepped away. But I'm glad everything worked out, I guess. But yeah, we have to go back here. One major difference in HD is you got a naming medical now. It's very nice, because you're SOL, you're on your own in the original, that's a better way to put it. And if you ran out of bombs, then you're SOL. Okay, so, I'm waiting, you have to hit the specific parts, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm waiting to be in range. That actually hit, damn. I didn't think that was actually gonna work, that's why I shot a second one. Yeah, if you hit the lower portions too early, then it won't do anything, so you gotta time it correctly. it only takes 3 shots in theory. I thought you had to like deal a certain amount of damage as a kid, so I wasted all my bombs. And in we go. I need to actually pull something up now that I think about it. So I actually have the translation up. I looked it up. So this is well met, Hyrule King. Well met indeed, Jabun. I'm pleased to see that you are safe. The events we have long feared seem to have been set into motion. Yes, it seems Ganon has returned. There can be no other explanation. If you have sought me out, it means you have found the Hero of Time, does it not? Unfortunately, that is not so. Then for what purpose have you come to see me? The one I have brought with me has no connection to the legendary one, and yet I sense great promise in the courage that this one possesses. Promise? You suggest I leave the fate of Hyrule up to mere chance? I do, it is the only way. I see. Then I suppose it is up to the gods to deem whether her courage is true. I give you the guidepost to the gods. And yeah, it is actually translated for the second quest in the game. I think the Japanese manual actually had a translation guide. You got Nehru's Pearl. The water spirit Jabun was kind enough to give you this jewel, a treasure of one of the goddesses. This jewel should break the curse that Ganon has cast upon the land. So that foul rain and endless night were indeed elements of a curse brought on us by Ganon. He must intend to cast this land into pure darkness for a time. For all time. Tell me, Hyrule King, have you learned the whereabouts of the one who carries on the bloodline of the Princess Zelda? I believe I have. That as well, you must protect Zelda. She cannot be permitted to fall into the hands of Ganon. I'm counting on you. So, spoiler, technically. Oh my god, Zelda's in a Zelda game. That doesn't always happen, you know, as much as I joke about it. Ganon's curse has been broken by the power of the pearl that Jabun gave us, so morning should come soon. It is well that we have gathered all 3 of the pearls. Are you ready, Linkle? I have marked the places where you must set the pearls on your sea chart. Once you have placed each of the pearls in its proper location, the proving ground for your courage will become apparent. Clearly, the search for Jabun has shown that Ganon has begun to make efforts to block our path forward. It is certain that the perils ahead will be greater than any you have faced thus far. You should finish any business you have here on outset right now, so that you shall not have any regrets later. Neat. Hey, guess what? I'm going the wrong way again. But guess what? Because we have bombs there, we actually can do a ton that we technically could do anyway, but it would just be extraordinarily arduous to the point where it'd not be worth it. So we're gonna go do some side quests, apparently, because that's what the guide says, and I want to keep relatively on top of things just to avoid any mishaps. That's interesting. That it says to do it in this order. I don't understand why. I'm very confused by this guide, actually, because it's saying to do something that I don't really see the point in doing. I mean, the gold feather is nice, but it's also not really worth the effort, in my opinion. I accidentally bumped my keyboard, and I hope I didn't break anything. But also, while we are here in this area, I'm gonna... oh shoot! This was not on purpose. Hi. Well, I guess we can test out the cannon now. So the cannon will instantly take out the eyes. So instead of 3 boomerang hits, you can do 1 cannon shot, which is way more efficient. But yeah, the tentacle blocked it there. I don't think this has gyro on Switch, on Wii U, period. So this is still manually aiming. Which isn't the most convenient, I find. How many eyes is that? Like, 8? Okay. Barely. And ba-ding ba-boom, we're done. Again, frame rate does not like all these effects on screen happening at the same time. And down he goes. It also doesn't help that my GameCube is hella old. So, in addition to the disc being as beat up as it is, that's another reason why my GameCube copy doesn't run the best. This one's hard because you actually do have to manually line this up because there's no obvious help, like guidelines. There's no treasure charts or anything to help you. You just have to eyeball it. You got an orange rupee. Just one of these is worth 100 rupees. Your face is beaming. Hell yeah, that's actually very good. And while we're here, we'll actually get this heart piece so we don't forget about it and we can actually be on track. Just like so. Also, it's worth mentioning that the 3 islands are marked on this map, so you can easily tell where you need to go next. And alas, not alas, but we finally have that heart piece we were missing. So yeah, this guide's order is interesting. 1 screen north and 1 screen east is where it's saying to go next. Which is an interesting turn of events. I think the guide's probably gonna kind of scoop us through. Like, to quickly pull up the map. I think it's the guide, if I had to make an educated guess, it's gonna, like, swing us through that, like, section with everything. Kind of like a U pattern, but sideways. That's my guess, at least. This is Stone Watcher, right? Is it? 5 Eye Reef. Which is this one. Must be north one. That doesn't feel right, but I thought this was Stone Watcher. No, this is Isle of Steel. That's what I'm thinking of. I had to like briefly stop and think. Is the fishy out now that it's not storming? You had Wind Waker crash on you, but the GameCube is old. And you're on the Wii version, but your Wii U's dead. Oh. I lucked out on the Wii U lottery, because there was like different memory manufacturers for the Wii U. I have a launch model and it's still going strong. Which not many people do, as it turns out. So, yeah, kind of lucked out with that. I don't know where the fish is there. Like, genuinely. Oh, shoot, I see it now. I do like this version better on the whole. There's the argument about like porting it to Switch, and I concur to some degree, but I also feel like it wouldn't be the same without the gamepad. It would actively feel worse to play without the gamepad. Because like being able to quickly reference stuff on the map is great. Equipping stuff without having to pause the game is great. It's just kind of a nice version, and you can't get that experience off of a Switch version, sadly. Tell me, small fry, have you heard of the fabled set of Triumph Forks? Well, it's right there, my young fry, on that island, you know? A chart showing you where to find them. Of course, getting it's the hard part. And that's all the info I've got to offer. If you want to hear it again, blah blah blah. Oh shoot, we could get that, can't we? We can just be a little bit of an overachiever and get this way earlier than we're supposed to. Like so. Fighting is not the easiest thing in this game. Because of like having to like come to a stop, basically. They also drop treasure usually. It can be a little fiddly trying to actually pick it up. How do I put it away? There we go. I am amazed I didn't fall out of the boat. Normally when you get hit, you fall out. But yeah, this is a section where if you're on original version, this sucks because the cruise speed is so slow. It takes way longer to just cruise over to this platform and then cruise out. I do enjoy the original too. That's the version I started with, obviously, if I played in 2008. Yeah, the actual chronology for me playing games post-Melee was actually Pokemon and Star Fox, which I actually bought on the same day. Believe it or not, it was Command and Pokemon Diamond, which is an interesting assortment of games for sure. But here, you got a Triforce chart. You can't read it yourself, so you'll have to get it deciphered somewhere else. So hypothetically, if you want to be a real overachiever, you could start the Triforce quest now. There's nothing stopping you. I think there might be like one piece of the Triforce you couldn't get, just because you need an extra item for that. Two. There's two. As far as I'm aware, there might be a way to clip. The Japanese version is worse, yeah. There's a really trolly chart that kind of just leads to other charts from what I recall, yeah. I think there were some other things that were streamlined in the North American version, but I'm drawing a blank right now on what that would be. I went past it, didn't I? Where the hell did the fish go? There it is. Again, figure I might as well at least scope out the map while we're in the vicinity of all this stuff. Anyway, hi. Have some bait. Okay. I mean... Wait, we actually have full bombs. When did we get full bombs again? I didn't catch that. Was after fighting the pirate boat ship? Sun Watcher. We can't do anything on the island proper, sadly. So tell me, Small Fry, have you heard about the Golden Triumph Forks? There are such things, and that island there has one of these golden items you keep hearing about. If you want it, try asking that huge grouchy-looking Stone Watcher. I doubt you could even budge the thing, though. You've got skinny arms, Try. I mean, not inaccurate. I do like how Linkle's hands are clipping through her coat, though. Again, modded, so it's not gonna be as, like, carefully fine-tuned. Stop. Okay. Wow, this feels uncomfortable in this version. Yeah, in a rando, if you have no bombs, this technically is something you can do. Is it fun? No. How many boomerang hits does it even take to break these? 2. That's not as bad as I thought it was, actually. I thought it was way worse than that. Yeah, if you want to save bombs, this is a viable strategy. But it's obviously not a convenient strategy. So instead, we're just going to do cannon. I just wanted to demonstrate that that is an option, because a lot of people don't know that, I assume, because I sure as hell didn't for the longest time. Okay. The ebb and flow is actually really fiddly here, because like getting enough height to actually fire the cannon is not the easiest thing. I feel like that should have given me both of those. You can move the cannon up and down while moving. It actually locks to horizontal though, which is actually kind of nice. Again, this version is very lovely in that regard, that you don't have to like do as much, you know, eyeballing everything. Yeah, I'm wondering when the next, or when the bomb upgrade happens. There's like 4 upgrades and then 1 more. Oh, wait, no, it's just 4, I think. So yeah, I don't know where that would be. I've also completely lost track of our joy pendant count. I'm also feeling lazy, so I'm not gonna fight these. I'm just gonna steal all their loot and then get the hell out. This should be a piece of heart, I'm pretty sure. That That's a weird thing to tell you to do right now, actually. Yeah, I don't quite understand the logic of this part of the guide. But it says to get something that I normally get way later. Not that it's impossible, it's just, you know, easier to save. I think, at least. The allure of potential upgrades is calling to me. Besides, I think we actually do need to go this way anyway, based on what the guide is saying to do. Again, I am following my guide for this playthrough just to speed it along, so I'm not completely floundering, but partially intended. Wow, that's a lot of lookout towers. I don't know if those have stuff for us, because if so, that's gonna take a bit. Oh hey, this is the one. Okay. I am grateful I have went off course. There you go. The southern fairy island, not to spoil his job. I'm not sure why the guy doesn't say to do this, because it's on the way to where it says to go. Listen up, small fry. This is just between you and me. On the outside island, buried beneath the black soil, there's some serious treasure. I know it sounds like I'm trying to pull your leg, but I'm serious. Try digging here. Try digging there. What? You haven't got anything to dig with? I'd say try using an animal or something. Work smarter, not harder, small fry. So, the pigs actually can dig stuff up for you. Which we'll be taking advantage of later once we have the ability to actually lift it, because the one pig in question that we took back so the lady can have as a pet, it's actually too big to lift for us now. Yeah, there are a couple ways to break this. Burning it is an option. I think you can use a blunt force item later on, and then bombs, obviously. I'm actually not sure if these are fixed to be one set of upgrades or another. Like, if this is always going to be bombs. I would assume so. I'm just, again, so like randomizer build, I sometimes forget how the vanilla game works. And there you go. It should put us up to a decent number of bombs, so I'm happy about that. It'll make my life way easier. I'm, again, surprised the guy doesn't say to do this sooner because of that. You can now carry more bombs. Now you can bring a maximum of 60 with you wherever you go. The fairies in this fountain shall ease your weariness. When you grow fatigued from your battles, come here to be refreshed. Okay. Cool, cool. I'm confused. I was looking at the time on the stream and it doesn't feel right. Because it says ad starts in 46 minutes. I'm like, wait, does that time line up? Actually, I don't understand. A little confused. Yeah, I don't want to deal with the search tower or like the lookout towers quite yet until I know if they have anything actually worth pursuing, because some of them don't. Some of them just have like treasure items that are easily farmed elsewhere, so I'm content not doing that. I'm off course from where I want to be. Or where the guide is saying to be, but this is actually very important to map out, so no real issue with this. Trying to lock on. I don't know how finicky that is, like how precise you need to be if you don't lock on. If you lock on, you just automatically get it. But I don't know if, like, if you just toss bait out without locking on, if you can actually get it anyway. Never really thought to try that. There's this amazing treasure inside that freezing ring of ice over there, but even if you wanted it and tried to get inside, you'd just be frozen solid as soon as you approach the shore. But if you go 4 squares north and 3 squares west, you'll find the power to melt any ice, no matter how cold. Search for it, small fry. And that's all the info I've got to offer. The biggest issue I'm having is the chart isn't filled out, so I'm having to like, it's the guide saying go here, and it's like, wait, where is that actually? Because it's blank. But yeah, I do like, in a way, the sense of discovery. Yeah, I don't know why it says to do this now. I thought you were supposed to do it a different way. But I guess it makes sense, actually, that this works. But we have a little cabana, which we'll be very much acquainted with later on. This one's very important later. That, I think, overshot. Never mind, I'll eat my words. Gladly. And this is... You got a silver rupee. What? Okay. Nice. I almost read it out and it's like, wait, I've already read this out. I do like having access to both sails, so you can kind of toggle speed. It's like a shift, a gear shift, basically. An interesting analogy. Yeah, we probably filled out close to half the map at this point. I like how I'm just circling my objective at this point. The private oasis. Oh, that's what that island is. I was wondering, actually. So tell me, small fry, have you heard of the golden set of triumph forks? It's right there, I tell you. The article, genuine, in that house. If you want it, you better go in there and scour the place from floor to ceiling. He is not kidding. Maybe even under the floor, too. Hint, hint. I am so subtle. I'm doing something kind of goofy and getting out of the ship here. This totally won't... Okay, this absolutely will bite me in the ass, so I'm not gonna do what I was thinking of doing. I want the wind to stay pointed west, essentially. Because that's actually what we have to do, apparently, to get this. I don't know if I believe the guide on this, actually. I'm like, I'm side-eyeing. If this is, oh, it says southeast. What? Why do you think west? Oops. I wonder if I felt wrong. I will get the mail in a moment. Yeah, no, this makes sense. It just never occurred to me to do it this way. Because you get an item that makes this way easier. I do like this Lincoln model a lot, actually. Southeast is what the guide's saying. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, no, that's dead on. Do that. And then voila! Cool. Yeah, never thought to do it that way. Again, something that would definitely come in handy if I do more randomizers. Because that's a much faster way if you don't get the item I was thinking of. And another chart. So many of the treasures are just in either charts or tied to charts that I almost feel like Wind Waker as a randomizer is not the best, actually. It's very hit or miss. Oh ho! One flying seagull. No, two flying seagulls. Wait, I see more seagulls. 3, 4, 5, now 6. No, 7 seagulls. 8. This is madness. 8 seagulls. You having fun over there? But that is actually, as we've established, an important hint. Because where there are seagulls, there are other things too. I fail to see the seagulls. I am apparently very unobservant. Oh, I see him now. Wow, that's distant. I feel like my distance vision in games is better than it is in real life, because I can usually spot things far away, but in games I always struggle. Like I have such a hard time finding things. Alright, how many eyes this time? 3 in the front. 2 on the side, I'm guessing. A couple on the back. That's 5, and that's probably... This is probably the 8. I think the diamond step one actually might be closer to like 12 or 10. Because that one felt like a lot. Unless these were both 8, and then my memory is just poor, which is also a possibility, to be fair. Yeah, like, how do you feel about the frame rate just tanking periodically? It's actually fascinating. DK64 just came out in NSO, and they actually had to add lag because certain minigames on N64 and certain cutscenes actually were designed around it to the point that if it runs full speed at all times, it actually runs too fast. So certain minigames are considered practically unbeatable unless you deliberately run the game slower. That's actually a weird thing about NSO that I actually really appreciate. They deliberately introduce slowdown in cases where it makes sense per original hardware. An orange rupee. Just one of these is worth 100 rupees. Your face is beaming. Sweet. Now where do we go? This is a golden feather, so we'll skip that. The next one it says is to go... Yeah, no, this guide feels very haphazard a little bit, where it's like, go in a circle around the objective, and then just do the objective later, which is like, I'm just gonna do this now. It's not a big deal. Yeah, genuinely a really cool feature in NSO, or like, not feature, but like, emulation trick is to deliberately rig slowdown when needed. Like, cutscenes, for example, in Banjo-Tooie on 360, the cutscene is notoriously desync because of the music not being set to the same speed as the game running at full speed. It's not designed to run at full speed, it's designed to have slowdown. Southern Triangle Island. A famed pictographer lives to the north of here on Windfall Island. He's apparently real wise and talented in the ways of pictography. He's even said to have legendary pictographs that he treasures above all other things. He keeps them hidden away in a secret safe, or so they say. By the way, Small Fry, what exactly is a pictograph anyway? I actually don't think that comes into play at all. Like him having special pictographs other than the ones just in the secret room he has. Which I actually don't think there are any in that secret room. It would be interesting, because like Breath of the Wild has a system where you can basically buy pictures of enemies that may be rare or hard to get. Wandering traveler who seeks the guidepost of the goddesses, place the pearl you hold here. There you go. You place Nehru's pearl in the ancient statue's hands. 2 pearls remain. Cool. Again, the guide says do it later, I don't care. We're just gonna do that now to save time. Oh, Beetle's here. Huh, I didn't actually remember that. I feel like I should be able to see our destination. What island is that? Is that... Yeah, what island is that? Is that the Oasis? That's the Oasis, isn't it? Okay. Again, it's sometimes slightly uncanny having draw distance. Like being able to see things. I was about to say, am I just really struggling to see? Because I couldn't actually see the island in question. That's actually the one on the next quadrant. What the hell's the island for this quadrant? Is it... Are there just like 3 reefs back to back with each other? That can't be. That's 6i over there. Which just raises the question of what... Oh shoot, I know what's supposed to be here, duh. I was like, wait, where's the island? It's like, there is no island here. Good job, me. But yeah, my memory sometimes concerns me. In times like this, I get like, a little nervous. I don't think we can actually go inside this fairy. Nope, we can. Oh, hey, we even have a treasure chart. Let's try to eyeball it for funsies. About there. I think I actually undershot. Yeah, no, I undershot. Still undershot. About here. Again, it's funny, I've played this game so much I can kind of eyeball without even looking at the treasure chart. Again, it's on 24 at the moment, which was the other fairy island. Again, that's worth it. Oh yeah, I didn't actually check the mail on that other island, did I? When I said I would. Oopsie, my memory sometimes, I swear. Anyway, what do we have here? How are you doing, Linkle? Do you have enough of Granny's soup? Where are you now? You may be closer than I suspect. Are you hungry? Are you keeping warm? You haven't injured yourself, have you? You always work so hard, Linkle. Do you have enough rupees? Your grandmother doesn't have a lot, but I'm sending you everything I've saved up. As long as I have you and Errol, I don't need anything else. I just want the two of you to return home safely. Love, Grandma. Aww. 20 rupees. If you got the one under the house sooner, then it'd be like, wow, Grandma, you're holding out on us, actually. Oh, shoot. Well, that's a lost cause. We'll just use a different bomb. Oh, hey, another Korok. Yeah, haha, as they say. I still need to get the Koroks in Tears of the Kingdom, and some may be thinking why. And the answer is because I like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, question mark. And I enjoy just combing those games for all the goodies in them for some reason. But yeah, like, it's not everyone's idea of a good time for sure, and I respect that. But it's like, I genuinely didn't mind 100%ing Breath of the Wild. The problem with Tears of the Kingdom is when I want to restart, given the Switch 2 update, and just go through the whole game at a higher frame rate. You can now carry more bombs, carry a maximum of 99 with you wherever you go. So, yeah, no, I don't know why the guide doesn't say to do this sooner, because this would help a lot with all the, canon antics that we'll be dealing with. Some of which we're coming up on very soon, by the looks of it. So, this is the, well, actually, we don't know what island this is yet. There they are. So let's just cruise on over here and give some fish food to the fish. I'm trying to think if bait is used for anything else, actually, other than pigs and the fish. Because I could have sworn there's another use for it, and I'm blanking on what it is, actually. Anyway, we have the Eastern Fairy Island. Where it is, they hold an auction every night over there on Windfall Island. Every night the people gather in the Hall of Wealth to amuse themselves by spending a little money. Ah, the rich. Auctions may be a race to see who can bid the highest, but I'll let you in on a little secret. The key to winning an auction is to be both patient and bold. I'm serious, Fry. From what I hear, they get some great things up on that auction block too. Like an extra fast sale, among other things. Maybe that's just a rumor. You should try it out, Small Fry. You might just like it. That's all the info I've got to offer. Cool. So where the hell is the guide saying to go next? Tingle Island? It's like, where the hell would Tingle Island be relative to us? I thought it was... Well, I mean, we have the Tingle chart. Like, what am I doing? Let me just look at that, couldn't I? Is that gonna pause the game if I do this? No, okay, nice. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't say to do the bomb Fairy Islands sooner. But, again, while we're on the way there, I'm just gonna do the next story thing. Yeah, we've easily filled out over half the map at this point. Oh, hi, Cyclos. We're gonna skedaddle, which is way easier in this version for obvious reasons. On GameCube, I feel like it'd be way harder to get away from him. But yeah, the only Zeldas I haven't 100%ed are Tears of the Kingdom, Twilight Princess, and the Oracle games. And Four Swords are, and Link to the Past, technically. Is that all of them? There's gotta be more than that. Northern Triangle Island. Cyclos likes this little zone. Let me tell you something, small fry. The school in that Windfall Island has one gorgeous teacher, but the thing is, this gang of 4 little hoodlums is always causing trouble for her. Those little delinquents like to cause all sorts of trouble. They go climbing trees and hiding behind buildings instead of going to school. What a bunch of savages. Somebody's gotta scold those scoundrels and set them straight for the sake of that poor teacher. You hear me, Fry? Okay. I already did it, but thanks, I guess. I like how there is like a bush and stuff there, but there's nothing actually there. Of note, there's no like secret cave entrances or anything. But yeah, Cyclos typically hangs out around the Triangle Islands, I feel. Oh, this one's kind of smiley. I don't know if the other one was. Oh, it's just a crack in it. Oh, it's its nose, actually. Wandering traveler who seeks the guidepost of the goddesses, place the pearl you hold here. This is Din. The glow is very nice in this version, even if the lighting is a little bit overblown. In general, you place Din's pearl in the ancient statue's hands. 1 pearl remains. We're not gonna finish that tonight, because that goes into a whole ass cutscene. So we'll focus on our side questing. However, at the rate we're going, we easily can, we'll easily be able to get to the next dungeon, next stream. Because we're kind of moving right along. The Windfall might slow us down, because there's some side stuff to do there. Yeah, we could do a lot of side stuff, but I might do a lot of it off stream. For example, there's a piece of heart for putting decorations around the entire town. I will probably do most of that off stream just for the sake of time and money, because I would have to like grind up rupees and everything. Oh shoot, we could go back to Dragon Roost now that I think about it. But yeah, the Tingle statues we find end up here on this little island. What does this say? The way to Northern Fairy Islands is to the north. Increase your fortune. Basically, you need a lot of money for something coming up. Again, blue choo-choos do not respawn after you defeat them, so if you want Choo Jelly, you gotta be careful. Actually, I don't really want to talk to Tingle yet. We'll deal with that later. So there should be another big octo somewhere around Tingle Island. Just keep an eye out for gulls, as always. I almost wish the sound for pulling out the Swift Sail was slightly less piercing, because you have to like toggle it so much. This one, it's very obvious given that it's Tingle's chart that points us here. It is Tingle Island. Let me tell you a little something about that island over there, Small Fry. The guy who lives there is named Tingle, but he won't grow up and act his age. He still dresses like a little kid. That is not normal. So from what I hear, he can decipher maps like nobody's business. It just goes to show you can't judge a person on appearance alone, Fry. Of course, the thing about this Tingle guy is that when it comes time to pay his deciphering fee, you better be ready to fork over some serious dough. Anyone who doesn't have a deep wallet won't be reading any maps, that's for sure. So yeah, basically get the big wallet if you haven't already. Very indirect hints, I actually like that. As someone who knows a lot about this game, and thus, therefore, does not need hints, I do like how indirect a lot of hints are. It's very subtle in some ways, where it's not like giving you the solutions to everything, which I appreciate. Oh, did I briefly see the seagulls pop in and pop out? Were they over here? Oh, there they are. Again, they're kind of phasing in and out of existence, actually. You know, average seagull behavior, totally. It's weird actually having 99 bombs going into this. We should have no problem then. I don't know why that hit, actually. Guess I'm kind of a crack shot, as it turns out. I could have sworn some of these shots should have missed. That one went through. I don't know if it hit any of the eyes on the way out, which would be funny if it happened that way, but I don't think it would have. In terms of actual, like, progress, we are making decent progress, like, decent time, actually, given that we are almost at, the first full row of hearts. That's, like, honestly farther along than I thought we'd be at this point in this playthrough. But I think it will slow down a bit. The dungeons do get a little bit more complicated. Again, still not entirely sure how we got through Dragon Roost and Forbidden Woods in one stream. That was very fast. And even though we've mostly been side questing this stream, I think we've actually balanced progress pretty well. But there are definitely things that will take a bit, like clearing out the reef sections is going to be time consuming because having to destroy all of the gunboats and cannons in the vicinity. And that just takes forever. Like, that's not convenient at all. So yeah, I definitely feel like this playthrough is moving at a pretty good clip, but I think it will slow down at a certain point. So with that taken care of, I think that's actually a good place to go next. I don't know what it's going to tell us to do now. Oh, there's two things to do here, okay. Just do the minigame twice. Yeah, just do the minigame twice, that's easy. Okay, again, can I eyeball this? What I should do is to be smarter, okay. I did not go far enough, I don't think. I actually don't know what this island even looks like, because I don't have the map for this one. I also don't know what number it is. Oh, never mind, it's this one. Number 22. Oh, shoot. I forgot. If you actually have this salvage arm out, you can't do the, like, quick stop method like I've been doing. So I actually have to put it away before going at it again. Again, sometimes I think about all the weird tricks I've picked up from, like, playing this game so many times. I don't know why it doesn't say to get this treasure. Again, this guy is structured really weirdly, I'm gonna be real. Like, it's fine, but it's, like, not the order I would do things in. In some cases, that's a good thing, because I've definitely gotten some things I am glad I went out of my way for. Head west from here to reach the Mother and Child Isles. Okay, that's, I guess, a good hint. There's another sign. The way to Northern Fairy Island is to the north. Why? Why would there just be a sign telling you to go there? I have a feeling Tingle put these here. I don't know why. It's just my assumption. But hey, we have another Salvatore minigame. Oh, never mind. That was actually supposed to be excited. Oh, never mind. My mistake. Yeah, step right up. If you have confidence in your target shooting, why don't you give this a shot? It's 50 rupees per game. Wanna try? Alright, now, then. Oh, so you're the little shrimp who thinks he's a target shooting hotshot, yeah? Yeah, and you say this knowing full well that we are our pirates who are so frightening that crying babies shut their mouths when we step into the room? This should be funny. Fine then, hotshot. If you can manage to sink the 5 pirate ships you see up on the horizon, we'll acknowledge your skills with a cannon, you shrimpy little landlubber. However, we won't tolerate any comments about how the pirate ships look like barrels. You only get 10 shots, you heard me. You can move your cannon with the left stick and fire it with A. Watch the water plumes carefully when you fire, yeah? You got it, shrimp? Yeah. If you manage to sink all 5 pirate ships, we'll give you all the treasure we've stolen up until now. Good luck to you, shrimp. You'll need it, yeah? So there's a trick to this one. Hopefully we don't blow up the fishman in the process. The trick to this one is always going to be in increments of 5. That feels too far to even hit this one. Yeah, I was right. See, I might have played Wind Waker too much, to be blunt. That I just kind of can gauge things like that. Oh, that's real short. That's 15. I'm gonna guess that one in the back is like 40. It might be 30. Yeah, no, that's actually more like 30. I'm not doing great at this minigame. Normally I do better at this one. Which means this one is probably 40. That one actually might be more like 45. Or not. I might just be actually knowing what I'm talking about. That was not far enough, so we have 2 shots. We'll inch. That's probably... okay, yeah. Hell yeah. Wow, nice shooting. But we won't hand over a priceless treasure so easily, yeah? Miss, hey miss. Gonzo, you're at least an honorary member of my family, are you not? So act like it, don't lose your head. You're a talented little kid, I like you. As we promised, here's our treasure. It's yours, so take it. You got a piece of heart. Hell yeah. Full row. Alright, nice job and all that. You can leave the ladder behind you. Climb down in an orderly manner, if you please. But, alternatively, it's 50 rupees per game, okay. If you manage to sink all 5 pirate ships, we will give you all the treasure we've stolen up until now. Good luck to you, Shrimp. You'll need it, yeah? It's based on last time. I want to say this might be 15. Yeah. I'm gonna guess 30 for this one. This might be 35. Nope, okay. This one looks slightly farther. This might be 35. Yeah, okay. This actually... it might be 40, actually. Nope, okay, it's 35. It's kind of weird to let you increment all degrees if you only really need to aim in increments of 5, but that is part of the challenge, just realizing, oh yeah, this is actually really easy. Again, this also looks like about 45. I'm assuming if you're like a degree off, they'll give it to you. It won't be that strict, but I actually don't know. Wait a second. Oh, this is the same, isn't it? What do you want? Don't you know how to keep quiet, you scurvy dog? Oh, I was just wondering who was out here, and look at this, it's you again. Look at you and that adorably cute face of yours. I can't help but give our treasure away to you. It's yours, so take it. And the treasure chart. Alright, nice job and all that. Okay. So here's the fun thing, we're actually completely done with this island. There's nothing more to do here because we got the treasure chart and we got both of the treasures here. So very nice. This guy really gets into character, doesn't he? Yeah, wish that was me sometimes. I do my best, but sometimes I kind of wish I could do better voices for characters. So now they're saying Northern Fairy Island. Now it's saying back to Windfall for the sail, which is an interesting choice. 2 squares east of Northern Fairy Island and just northeast. Okay, so it's saying to go this way now. I swear this guide is extremely haphazard in terms of what it's saying to do. In what order. And that's saying the Dragon Roost stuff. Huh. Oh, that's an interesting point. You can actually get the Tingle statue, an original, faster than you can on HD. Because in the original, you could use the Tingle tuner as soon as the first dungeon. As soon as you rescue Tingle. So you can have the Tingle tuner and get the statue on your first run. In HD, you have to go back for it. So that's less convenient, actually. Oh, it's gonna be a bit till it gets to the Windfall portion of this. Yeah, they kind of clean out Windfall after a certain point. Did I go too far? No, that's correct. I think. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Wait, what? Huh? Oh wait, it's at east more. So yeah, no, this is correct. Can you tell I'm directionally challenged sometimes? just a teensy bit, like, directionally challenged. Gale Isle. Are you thinking you want to get into that cave, small fry? The one that's protected by the crazy winds on that island? Okay then, let me just tell you a little secret. If you go 5 squares south and 1 square east from here, you'll reach Ice Ring Isle, where you'll find an item that will make you as heavy as stone. If you get that item, you won't have to worry about getting blown over by winds. And that's all the info I've got to offer, okay? Alrighty then, where the hell are we? So 1... east? Yeah, it's over here. I don't even see an island. Yeah, next up is Crescent Moon. Again, I don't know why this guide splits up the Swift Sail with, Wait, did we do this? No, we didn't do this yet. Again, I think it's partly just because this guide probably was written to account for HD and... or it was written for the original and then kind of retrofitted to be both. And I don't think it does a great job of that, to be honest, at times. It's a little haphazard. This is a combat arena. I don't think we should be here yet. No, wait, this isn't the really annoying one. It might be the really annoying one, actually. No, that's a ghost ship, I think I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think even the voice lines were taken from Hyrule Warriors, though I haven't really played Link all that much in that version. That might be on the timer, because I definitely was in the process of defeating an enemy as the next flame appeared. So I don't... they just clipped through the floor, okay. Fascinating. Okay, so this part is like not a good place to stand in. Got it. Noted. We'll do my best to keep in mind. Yeah, I do like the hit stun on this game, actually. It looks very choppy if you're doing a spin attack and taking out a bunch of enemies. But I find it really satisfying, actually. It's like the deliberate hit stun, I think, is actually really nice, so it can definitely look like a frame drop if it happens in quick succession like that. But yeah, that is on purpose, in that case, to impact, or to give impact to each, like, final hit. It's good in platformers, too. It gives you a little second to breathe. Map screen... Wait, why do you say that? I meant treasure chart. Because I saw the word. That's something I actually do a lot, is if I see I'm reading a word while talking, I'll insert the thing I just read into what I was saying. Alright, now the island proper, I guess. I did that on purpose, I don't want to go that fast. Because I wanted to give me time to equip that. Now this one's easy to tell which island it is, Crescent Moon Island. But can I line this up? I think I overshot. Never mind, okay. Neat. I just sometimes can just really gauge where to end up. Pizza Heart, hell yeah. Oh, hi Georg. Please give me... please social distance. Let's see. Yeah, no, we only have like 7, 8, 9. About 15 quadrants out of 49, so that's pretty good progress. You best be careful when sailing these waters on nights when the moon is full. Well, if you like pure soul-freezing horror fry, then maybe you can handle it. And that's all the info I've got to offer. It's kind of funny that on Crescent Moon Island, it shows up on full moons, not during, you know, crescent moons. Don't quite understand that. There should be 2 blue choo-choo here, actually. According to this. Oh, hi. Case in point. Let's do that and then quickly sneak in. In some games, electricity makes you drop your shield, which really sucks. That's more of a Breath of the Wild thing, though, I'm pretty sure. Alright, we got that. We got... Okay, so what all do we have here? We had the Piece of Heart. We had 2 treasure charts. Okay, so we should be good to go here. Next up is east. There shouldn't be that much here on 7-Star Isles. It's got no land. But yeah, I have no clue how far we're gonna get next time, but I hope, given how much side questing we've done today, I hope we get to Tower of the Gods next time, which is our next dungeon. I probably should have just said next dungeon, but oops. My bad. Oh yeah, this will probably be the last thing we do today. This is kind of a meaty section from what I recall. If I do this, I want to prioritize this though. This is also 7-Star Isles. Oh, that's Dragon Roost, what? Oh, I thought that was something in here, but I guess not. Yeah, this guide actually next goes to Dragon Roost, which is a choice. If you see seagulls flying around, all around some seawaters, that's a sign you need to be wary, Fry, because the seagulls flock to wherever big octos appear. Big octos, I tell you! Those things don't mess around. That's all the info I've got. Neat. Alright, actually, we have to... The guy is saying to do the thing, oh shoot, I can't actually grappling hook here because, I have the salvage arm. Then you have, like, Phantom Hourglass as the salvage arm as, like, a separate thing. The grappling hook doesn't influence that whatsoever. I could have sworn there's something good up here, but I think we might have to fight, like, enemies that are really annoying at this point, so it's better to do it when you have the next dungeon item. I guess it actually makes sense to go to Dragon Roost next, given we're literally right here, but I don't think we have enough. Yeah, we only have 10 gold feathers, so I might... Because the guide's saying to go to Dragon Roost next, I might farm for that and start with that next time. Yeah, future me is gonna have an interesting time cutting this down because there might be a lot of sailing that can be reduced. But again, I do spend a lot of time yapping. But to be fair, when I yap a lot, I don't know how much I'm saying that's actually like super important. Is the one like caveat of that. I'm really glad I detoured from the guide and did get the 2 fairy islands, because I am burning through bombs real quick. And there we go, another big octo down. There must only be like 1 or 2, maybe 1 more. Because I did fight the one at Diamond Step, which I don't think the guide said to do yet. Again, I'm kind of deviating just on a whim of like, you know what, we're here, we might as well. Okay, about there. Okay, that lingered a bit to the point where I got a little bit nervous I was on the wrong spot. Piece of Heart. Yeah, next the guide's saying to do stuff at Dragon Roost, but I think we'll skip that for now. Oh, wait, next is saying to do flight control platform. Oh no, that's worse. That's so much worse. Oh god. Do we even have time for that? Like, I don't know if 5 minutes is enough to do that, actually. So I might just say nah to that and come back later. There's a whole gliding challenge, you can see it up on that ledge, to go from like the upper platform all the way over. That's kind of fun, but it's only for rupees. Again, if you get in a rando, it's good to know how to do that though. I think I went too far on that one. Never mind. There's also the audio. You can hear it get louder, and that's kind of a cue to stop. So again, it's a bit of like eyeballing it and also listening to the audio cue. Silver rupee, hell yeah. 1,600 rupees, not bad. Yeah, we have made actually very good progress tonight. Again, the only problem is I'm not entirely sure what to do with the little bit of time we have remaining, given that the main thing it says to do next is like gonna take some time, and again, involves an item we don't actually have yet. Actually, I have an idea. This is not required. There's a block over there. Huh, I don't think I ever actually noticed that before. Like, I don't think I ever did. Huh. Weird. I'm getting my buttons mixed up slightly. Cannon! Can you say this is a canon event? That works. I could probably have just shot it directly now that I'm looking at it. That's too many explosion effects for the Wii U, apparently. I also do think, actually, even if it came out on Switch, it might run a little bit better, but not be entirely smooth. I also don't know if the game's logic is tied to frame rate. Therefore, I don't actually know the feasibility of making this game 60 FPS, because some games literally lock the logic to frame rate to the point that you cannot change one without majorly breaking something. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not really much else we can do with the time remaining, so I might just end it a little bit early. Again, off stream, I'm going to go through and... Why am I doing this? We're gonna start back down here anyway, now that I think about it. How much bait do we have? Actually, that is something we can do real quick. Where the hell did Beetle go? Because he was just here. Genuinely, where the hell did Beetle go? I have no idea. There's also like a grappling hook thing for a red rupee. I've never done that before because it's only a red rupee. Oh, there he is. We'll just duck inside real quick. Like so. Stock back up. Since we have 1,800 rupees, we definitely have a lot to spare. Actually, don't know how many joy pairs we need. I think we need like maybe 2 more. So I'll just buy that now. 30 bombs, 60 rupees. Buy them all you can. I should put us at 21, and then the rest will be bait. I do wish you didn't have to like scroll over every time, but it's fine. I think I can have one more. He might, okay, I was gonna say he might yell at us, but it's fine. So just, yeah, quickly double checking. Yeah, that's full up again. You got the, oh my god, I'll have to look at that off stream. Thank you, Serena. But with that, we are done for today. That was a very productive stream. I'm very happy we got through a little bit of story, and most of the side questing I wanted to do, though there's still a decent chunk still left. Oh, thank you, Serena. That means a lot to hear. Also, since you're a mod, I'm going to say, hey, please don't run an ad break, because as much as it sucks that my outro's probably going to be an ad break, I only have like a couple of snoozes, so I don't want to burn them on an ad break, to be honest. But yeah, just saying. That's you. You got 1. Oh, it says I have 2, but okay. That's fine. In that case, I could probably use it. Yeah, that's fine. But hi, thank you for watching. This was a lot of fun. I did save. Correct. So yeah, next time we'll continue side quests and then set up for the next dungeon. Hopefully we'll be able to get through that. And then after that, we will be probably doing more side quests, actually. I guess we'll find out next time. Schedule for the week. Monday will be more of this. We'll be continuing the Wind Waker HD. Wednesday, if I do a Wednesday stream, because I've been really inconsistent, Wednesday would hopefully either be Mina the Hollower finally, though again, part of me is just like, at this point, I almost feel like I should just play it on my own time instead of trying to save it for a one-off stream, and a one-off in the first place. So I might just do something else instead, like a quick game clear for Pride Month. There's a game I've been looking at for a while that was in the Humble Bundle called Bad End Theater, and it's one I'm curious about, so I might do that. So either Mina or Bad End Theater. Friday will be more of this. If any more like E3 stuff, I'll continue to say E3 because I'm very spiteful. And of note that I want to cover, I might cover it as it happens. So if it's a Nintendo Direct, it'll be at like the crack of dawn, so don't expect me to react live to it. Like, expect it like whenever I'm available to stream. And this is just like a general statement, to be fair. I'm still amazed I woke up in time for the State of Play, if I'm being real. You know, the hydrate command works really great because I'm so dehydrated. It's like, yeah, no, my throat feels awful. But continuing, if you enjoyed the stream, you can follow for notifications of when I go live in the future. I have YouTube for episodic versions of streams. I have a VOD channel as an archive. I have a Blue Sky for posting updates when I go live and other updates. I have a Ko-Fi as a tip jar, and I have a Throne for sending me gifts, the latter two being completely optional, but any additional support is greatly appreciated. Also, thank you to Kylie, Freeze, and Star for the raids earlier. It really means a lot to me. That being said, I'm gonna do a quick check of something. Like, if someone is still alive, I'd consider raiding. But given that they started before I did, I don't think they're gonna be alive still, if I had to make a guess. You know, not to talk in too much detail, but I'm seeing streams that are like reacting to things earlier, and they're still going, and it's like, Jesus Christ, how much can you really talk about what they showed? But I also haven't even seen like this trailer for FF7 yet, because I was at like right as I was already running behind. So yeah. Genuinely don't understand it. I do not have that much energy. And that's a spoilery game. What case is that? Part 5. You know, that's probably kind of spoilery, unfortunately. Probably chapter 2. I don't know, that might be doable. Do you have a raid message? Just wondering. I don't think we do. That's fine. So yeah, we're gonna do a raid, though I will note, if you do not want spoilers for Ace Attorney Investigations, though it should still be early, if I had to guess. Based on the visual, I think it's chapter 2, if I had to guess. It should be early. It's been a hot minute since I played this game, but I have actually never gotten a chance to raid this person, so I want to raid Anna. Because yeah, I've never actually raided Anna. Yeah, they have gone back into streaming a bit. And yeah, going through Ace Attorney Investigations 1. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. And hopefully we'll be back with more streams very soon. Good night, everyone. Take care.